We did it! We are 30 TokuTonics in as of tonight. God, I can't believe I've been doing this for 30 weeks straight. That is ridiculous. And already we got a super chat. God, okay. All right. Already. Shit. Barely started.
Hey, guys.
This welcome and rain brought to you by Dr. Toku. Well, is there an upside down rainbow attributed to it? Because that would certainly help. All right. Hello and welcome to tonight's TokuTonic Shift. I'm your host, King-Ohger. Joining me, as always, we've got Ash, the Oxy 360. How are you this fine morning?
I am doing good.
Is your Twitter account still up and running? Because I know someone that just closed theirs.
Spooky.
Yes.
Well, for the 20th time already this year.
Yeah, when someone said it, I was like, again? Really? Okay.
He calls the Civil War on Twitter, but that's what he usually does.
Oh, wow. Well,
just a little bit.
And of course, always joining us. Well, not always. Sometimes he's here. Sometimes he's not. Sometimes he's stuck on a pickle. Sometimes he's not. It's a nerd named Mark.
I literally thought you were going to say cloudy, but then the sucking on a pickle thing, I'm like,
Yeah.
it still could be either one.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, I'm here this week. I have a computer now. I'm reliable.
Nice.
Dude, yeah, I followed all that drama on Twitter, and it was... I don't care about the Power Ranger fandom. You get a lot of those fans in their 30s and 40s blow stuff out of proportion. Like...
I stayed out of it. Like I stayed out of it, watched everyone's reactions. I didn't give my input.
Well, I always stay out of it because I'm going to Power Morphicon next year, and I only have so many hands to hand out. And if there's a queue to I'm not gonna be able to go get any autographs or any merch if I just have a queue of people lined up being like, "Let's go." So I kept my mouth shut.
First, let me reintroduce Cloudy. What's up? What's that next to you? I see.
What's up? That seems to be last week's Blazar scene of like vomiting into what do you call it? A dryer?
It's homegirl right there. According to Crazy Orb, it's like the best girl out here thirsting for that washing machine.
That is true. It's a lie for some reason. I don't know why.
But, next week he'll be her shirtless.
Yeah.
Possibly. Like that man just stays out here just like showing the guns off ever since like the beast was unleashed last week.
Oh,
it's just like can't put him away. Can't put him away.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean they definitely know what they're doing. Mark told me before the stream started that he was Google translated some of the comments section from last week's Blazar and seeing how people were reacting.
Yeah, there's some emojis in there. I don't have the energy to make a whole video about it. So if anyone wants to do that, take the idea, just go through and translate all the live chat and everything about Homeboy's shirt not being on and how many carbs he doesn't eat.
Listen, as the sub,
or how much he can bench.
I will.
You think he benches that washer dryer combo?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So I think there are a few people that are curious in the chat. What was the entire Twitter drama about before we get into the superhero time of this week? What's the Power Rangers fandom doing now?
It was like three different parts to it. There's like three different
it's an
dramas in one.
Mm-hmm.
It was like three different arcs we're going. So like the orange stuff got the orange Cosmic Ranger suit.
Got leaked.
Yeah, that got leaked.
Yeah.
And then what else? Simon liked a tweet from someone saying how everyone was basically adults and hey, this is a kid to pull the kid. This show is made for kids. You're not the demographic card again.
I think he liked the tweet or reshared the tweet where someone said a lot of these fans should have been wiped out in a Z wave and been brought back again with their negativity.
No, he didn't like that tweet. No, he didn't like that tweet. That was someone who responded to him.
Yeah.
But he didn't
agree with that.
Do much about that. Everyone else was like just dragging that person. I was like, dude, the kid's got like 4 followers. He's a nobody. It's someone's burner account, obviously, and it's not mine because you would know my burner account.
Well,
So
I mean, look, the Orange Ranger costume, I saw it. It seems lazy by my regards because they literally just repainted the red over
And
helmet and all.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Mark. I was like, you know what sucks is if someone is like suffering from like color blindness, this is gonna be hard to tell who's who when they're on the screen together, because I'm just like, already the colors are very similar. Now you put the exact same helmet with a slight deviation in the center paint job. Man, well,
I mean, we knew the orange was coming. We just didn't.
we did know that the orange was coming. I just didn't expect it to be the same helmet that Red already uses. So
They
or rather, former pink.
I think that's what caught me off guard, because like everyone would use like Photoshop repaints of like Dino Fury or Cosmic Fury Red, and that's exactly what we got, and that kind of like, whoa. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it's like a remold of like a Ranger suit, Toku suit. We've seen it before in Sentai and Rider, so I don't know. I get what the hubbub is about, but yeah.
I just find it funny.
Okay. Good, Cloudy.
All right, sorry. I was just saying the season, Q Ranger is known that each one, like their Ranger suits are all different because each character is like very different race from each other. So it's like it's kind of ironic that they're all so samey in the American Western counterpart.
Yeah, but as someone pointed out,
everyone's blowing it up out of proportion. It's stupid.
I mean, it's just a suit at the end of the day, so it's not a big deal.
It's like, yeah, Sentai's done it as well. Like, people point out Zuo Bird in the chat. That's legit the exact same suit, just a slight different color variation.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about Revice repaints for freaking, was it for
Veil,
Evil and Live and Over Supreme Demons or whatever? Like,
Get Over Demons.
Get Over Demons.
Yeah.
Over demons.
Like, they're just, that's what I was like, dude, like, it's 10 episodes. Who knows what they had to scramble and do, because Simon was open about the fact that it was supposed to be 20 episodes, that it was 10. They didn't know what they were doing for production because Hasbro. It's like, you can't blame the EP and everyone else. Like, they still have to answer to someone above them, and that person just cares about money.
I think they just
not Power Ranger money, but
people just got to sit back and enjoy whatever happens. Or not.
It's not even out yet.
Exactly.
I mean, it comes out in like what, less than a month?
Yeah.
So it's like, and also the fact that a lot of the photos that were out were like not supposed to be out because it was on the press side of Netflix, and it all said don't, like, with a street date of like September 1st or 2nd. So I think someone wasn't supposed to put those out yet.
Oh yeah.
That's what I've heard. I've heard we'll get a trailer on Power Rangers Day. Like, rumbling says we'll get a trailer for Cosmic Fury on that day.
Okay. Yeah. Well, on to Blazar this week. Cloudy, tell me how humans and kaijus coexisted way back when, and how suddenly humans beat these kaijus up. Because I'm just like, I'm sorry, you expect me to believe that ancient humans using the powers of sticks, rocks, and chicken bones could beat a giant kaiju?
Well, if you know the Blazar backstory thing, right? So it's kind of like the same thing, so to speak.
All I'm saying is
the numbers.
Aliens. It's aliens, man. It's aliens.
Obviously, it's aliens. It's all aliens. It's all aliens.
There was ancient aliens.
Yeah, of course there were ancient aliens.
We're getting there. Like,
not
saying it's aliens, but it's aliens.
It's definitely not.
Like, I can only fluff up my hair so much to try being like George Tsoukalos, but I'm just like, just saying. It's aliens.
Could be
it's aliens.
Maybe.
But yeah, they're definitely jumping into the lore tidbits on there, which is enjoyable. But of course, this is a two-parter, so there's a lot of setup with payoffs next week. So yeah, definitely a lot of that will be reserved once we get to next week when we get to all that. But Mark, how'd you feel about the episode?
I liked it. I like that they're hitting their stride with all these kaiju designs this season. And I will say my only downside was no inappropriate posing of Ultraman with his.
we were reaching.
Sphere.
We were looking for anything.
Yeah, I was there. There's like, I got no thumbnail. I got nothing inappropriate to say. I was like, damn, like this is. But then I was like, it's a two-parter, so they're gonna save it. It's gonna be doubly good next episode. He's gonna like break it in half. He's gonna like put out his like tits and just be like, and then I'm like, yeah, screenshot, good to go.
He's gonna pull out two, and then he's just gonna be like shake weighting it, and then just
If that happens, I swear to God, I would lose my shit. I would lose it. I'd be like, GG's. I'm like, what do I do after this?
You go outside, you live life, you just quit. You just say like, I think I'm done being on YouTube, guys.
Yeah.
This peaked.
Just like nothing else. Just sell out my merch and
that'll never happen.
I know.
But you can think about it.
I knew people were going to try and clip that footage of me just doing the fake weight.
Yeah, they are.
Oh yeah,
that's why I didn't pantomime it. They were careful of what I pantomime. Okay,
they were waiting for that. Ash, I'm going to assume you did not watch Blazar this week, or did you?
I did not. I've fallen behind, sadly, with Blazar.
That's fine.
I give it the
as soon as the clip show showed up, he was like, "Yeah, that's it. 1 week without Blazar. I don't think I need any more Blazar." So,
dude, it's tough with all the Power Ranger stuff coming out this week. So I understand completely
that, and I'm gonna watch it like as soon as I wake up, so my brain's not on the read subtitles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Luckily,
I mean, you can listen to the dub right now.
I could,
but we're live, Cloudy.
Yes, we're live.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
I gotta talk about Geats and King-Ohger.
Oh, yeah,
we sadly got to talk about Geats and greatly talk about King-Ohger.
Yeah,
because of all that. Yeah, we also got to talk about a specific Kamen Rider that after 20 years is finally getting an upgrade.
We'll get to that. Talk about that for like 2 hours if you want to skip Geats and like everything else. I can just talk about that for at least.
we just leave and let Mark
14 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I can talk until at least 9:30. I can clear 4 hours easily.
All right.
Let me get out the whiteboard. Let me make a Google slide real quick.
What do you guys think of the monster design this week?
I love this monster design. It was great.
I love it. It's so good.
That was good.
Especially when it transformed a little bit and the face opened up. I was like, all right, that's good.
Though I don't know where that storm cloud came out of. I was like, that came out of his ass because that he was sucking all that up using his mouth. You didn't see where it was coming out from. You just saw it from behind.
We discussed that and the ancients of humans fighting kaijus. I was like, we're watching it live. Like, how are they doing this? I don't know the guy.
Yeah.
But I have my opinion, especially, humans, aliens, pyramids. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole.
Look, like I said, I'm a big fan of Ancient Aliens. This was my crack cocaine for a good number of years.
Still is.
We all know
it's just a shame that all the episodes of going back to the predictions of 2012 aged like milk. So
yeah.
I was one of those big December. What was it? December 12th, 2012. Like
12.
Yeah, all of these end of the world Mayan calendars stuff. Aliens are coming.
I wasn't into that. I was definitely doing my research. Like, I didn't believe it, but I was just like, man, if it does, that'd be kind of cool because I still had student loan debt at the time. So I was like, get rid of it.
See, and even Assassin's Creed played into that. There was a whole thing with their own ancient aliens going to 2012. Like, that was a thing. But yes, let's get into sadly modern history with this week's Geats. This is already a better episode by just having this.
Watch the lineup too perfectly over the face.
Yep. It's just like, this is already a better episode of Geats just by this. Great. Okay. So when we last left things off, and I actually managed to grab screenshots this time because I started things way earlier, Sumeri was sadly, begrudgingly giving people their belts all over the place. And of course, we got the reveal of Regard Omega here with its great peak suit design. Probably best suit in the show still for me. So
There we go.
Dude, that's one of the best in Reiwa.
it is. It's like that, and I would say like Deathstream, and we gotta eventually start ranking some of these other riders, see what they got going on. But yes, with the start of this brand new DGP, we bring in a whole bunch of game masters, including one who's got a particular white undersuit that I'm like, okay. Well, then again, everybody already knew, so it doesn't matter. so yeah, it's like the cat was already out the bag before everything happened because they, Toei can't keep their mouth shut when it comes to certain things. So yeah, on the other side of the map, of course, they're trying to. Sumidi and Ace are trying to figure out what exactly Suidu is up to, while Keiwa's got a job again. Working back at the noodle shop where he did before. But the weird thing is, like, when they talk about him being a Kamen Rider and that being a job, like, the master's like, oh, that's the job. It's just like, wait, you're saying that he's working here for free? Like, what? Is this not a job then? Like, I'm so confused. But,
He's
know
getting free food.
Well, he's paid in noodles.
He probably is paid in noodles. But of course, being a Kamen Rider, the people behind him are like, wait, you're a Kamen Rider? What exactly does that entail? But then, Black Subity shows up and makes them riders.
That image of like the billboard with Black Sumeri and then him with the washer dryer.
Oh, that's that's peak fiction right there. Like, look,
it looks like he's throwing up into the washer dryer. He sees that.
So, of course, these new contestants out here rocking the regular arm buckles. Nothing that great, nothing amazing. But they're here specifically to rob each other of their happiness. Everybody's got their own happiness meter. So, of course, I guess beating them, you gain their happiness. They don't really fully explain all that, but they just say, beat them. And if you're the last one, then you get to be happy. Great. That's apparently it. So, of course, they all start fighting, and then Asa chimes in going like, why the hell are y'all fighting? Like, this is dumb. But, they got to do what they got to do for the ratings because that's all this percentage of audience members really wants. They just want to see this agony and devastation. But, Keiwa tries to get in the way of these two potentially fighting, and they're like, nah, you get out the way. We're eloping. But, of course, that doesn't last long because, of course, Samus exists again. Trying to be relevant, out here pandering to their new target demographic that's just like, nah, them kids, blow them up. So that's exactly what they do with this new Game Master, blowing them up right in front of Keiwa. It sucks. The only contestants that we see from this new DGP actually get blown up are the ones that Keiwa just interacts with. It's almost like it's bad luck just being around the guy. Like, he just can't catch a break. But, we're going to completely ignore that for now because Buff is also chiming in terms of trying to stop all of this fighting going on. And so is Ace, because of course we got to sell merch. They got to show off, of course, Magnum and then Boosmar too, because it's been a while since we've seen it. But when we see him, we got to sell toys. Also, he had this still the whole time. Okay. Yeah. Even after these resets, he still had it. So yeah, he uses it to rob everybody of their weapons and just show how much of a powerhouse he is. But of course, the Game Masters don't like that. But this round's over. So now, while everyone contemplates what's going on with this new audience in terms of how Suedu does his thing, and also just all these Game Masters that are here, Neon shows off that she got her hair did. And I'm just saying, looks pretty good. As opposed to apparently a live stream that she did earlier this week where she was intoxicated, but we're not going to talk about that. But that supposedly was a thing that happened. So she goes ahead and gets.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, what?
What was that?
Oh, you guys didn't know that?
No.
Oh,
No, the ringtone is what got me. What happened there?
What?
Didn't you guys hear that?
What ringtone?
Yeah, I heard it, but go back to the neon thing.
Yeah.
What happened?
Tony, you're distracting us from important things.
All right,
So-
fine, go on.
So Neon's actress apparently did a live stream. I think it was like
Mhm.
on either Monday or Tuesday, in which she was apparently visibly inebriated.
Oh,
But the thing is, it's just like you could only go based off of like impressions and comments that people were leaving behind, but there wasn't that much in terms of like footage or screenshots out there. But apparently that was a thing that happened. But you know, I'm
How
guessing
come-
they're done filming
how come no
anyway,
one-
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How come no one talked about this on Toku Twitter?
I know.
Get
We're all like,
by
oh,
everyone.
Rangers this, good charge. Like, oh,
Because they're
Man's
not
out
going to
here
talk about
getting
this girl
ripped.
out here just
Not
getting
shiny
wild.
parts, you know?
Being hanging out with
Yeah.
the actors too much. Maybe Time
She
Fire
out
was
there-
just like, try this Time Fireball, and she was just
out
like,
there-
and that she did it.
I'm trying
You know,
to
I'm
find.
gonna make my own
Man's
brand
final
of
form.
Fireball, and it's just gonna be called Time Fireball. It's gonna be great.
So good, it'll take you back in time.
That'll be good for a bit.
Exactly. Yes, go over time and space as you take this Time Fireball.
Take one shot, it's already tomorrow.
That's how you know that shit's like deadly. Some people going like, suddenly Toku Twitter gets a life? Unthinkable.
Good God.
All right.
mean
Maybe they
Toku
just
X,
didn't want
yeah.
to talk shit about their girl. They were like, nah, can't judge her. Even though it technically is illegal in Japan. But yes!
Yep.
She's gone to Daddy to talk about what's going on regarding the games right now, because apparently, somehow or another, they are very aware that Suidu is powered by the power of views and viewership. So if they can find a way to neutralize that, then they're in. But speaking of daddies, Ace goes back home because he thinks it's about time that his dad came home with the milk. And that's exactly what happened. As we get Girori finally back with the milk. Actually, he didn't bring no milk, but he brought himself. It's all right. That suits Milky, though. So it's good stuff. Meanwhile, of course, Samus is here. Still trying to be a relevant character nowadays. You know, the only time she's been relevant has just been with a gun, and this is the most dialogue they've ever given this woman the entire show, and I'm just like, I think it's too much. I think it's a little bit too much. So, here we go as they try prepping things up for the next stage of events. With the next rounds kicking off, and of course, all the fighting that's still going on. Buff is still trying to break the fights, but then he gets smacked in the ass, and then Win shows up just to get smacked up. Like, I feel like ever since Win came back, all he does is get his ass beat, like nonstop. Jito beat that ass. This Game Master beat that ass. Like, at this point in time, he needs to change his name from Win to Lose because he's not winning at anything. Like, he's may still be alive. Like, that's about it. But, you know, I guess that's the only thing. So, of course, who saves him but none other than Daichi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
And
good old
we-
Yamato Pikmin.
Yes, Yamato Pikmin.
Didn't want that. Don't want that.
I mean, that was my first thought when I saw him. I was just like, and he's even like pointing them.
Like,
Just like, yeah, like straight up Pikmin. So that's why I had to do the bit for the review because I'm just like, it's too on the nose. Too on the nose. Somebody out here just conflicted on these new Yamatos though, because I don't know what to make of them. Are they cute? Are they ugly? Are they painfully terrible? Like, I don't know.
Which is
But either way,
you like better, that one or the old one from the special?
which old one from the special?
The one she made at I think what's his name, Keiwa. When Keiwa was talking about how he wants like less work time in the DGP. She made like a weird disgusted face he used for like a.
Oh, yeah. I think her best face is still from the Hyper Battle DVD, where she just like, yeah, nah. But then we're back again with more plotting and scheming. But that's when Ace shows up with Daddy. And of course, Girori is here just to start spitting facts. And you know what? This is probably like the highlight of the episode for me, is just having a villain from the first arc actually interact with the final villains. Is not something that you typically see, because once they're done with like first arc villains, you never see them come back again. It's very rare. But, you know, in some instances, you do get those interactions. And in this case, it's great because he points out that really Sueru's just trying to appeal to those audience members that just want those bad endings, aka a small percentage of the total audience. And that's not exactly what the DGP was all about. But of course, Sueru's quick to point out, wait, this isn't your man anyway. You hated this man to begin with. So why the sudden heel turn? And he's like, look, ever since I left, like, he's been preserving all of this. He's actually became the writer that we all wanted to be the winner of these games. And now that he's here and he's doing it, then I'm going to stand by this man. Don't mind me, though, because, you know, I'm just out here trying to school y'all on how these ratings work. But, you know, Samus out here is just like, bitch, you don't know shit. And he's like, I know everything because I was here before you. Of course, she had to make this face. And I'm just like, man, it's okay. Girori suddenly disappears off the face of the map once Ace transforms into Geats 9. I don't even know where they disappeared to. Like, both Girori and Samus, like, went off to the side, which is a V cinema I will take. If it's just, like, Girori and Samus throwing hands in the back while Geats 9 and Rigardo Mega are, like, doing their thing over here, I would pay money to just see that.
Premium.
Yes, premium gun gets pulled out, and Girori's just out here with the glove. Just takes off the glove and throws it at her face, and then snatches the gun up. Like, that would be so good. Like, Takahashi, don't write that one. Just give it to me. I'll write it. I'll write it for you. That's it. But then, of course, we get a pretty good fight with Geats and Rigardo Mega, in which we see that his belt does pretty much an infinity version of all of the other abilities. So essentially, it just summons whatever weapon or the buckles multiple times out there. In this case, we get Magnum Infinity. And then we get thumbnail bait. But of course, Sumidi can't stand to watch this, so she goes off. But at the same time she leaves, you know, Black Sumidi shows up. How? But she shows up. She shows up. We don't question it. She shows up. So while the fighting still continues, Rigardo Mega suddenly realizes that his powers don't work. So what happened? And Time Daughter just went ahead and got their miss with the audience, telling them that, hey, you really want to stay around in this action? There's no guarantee you're going to be safe from any of this. Absolutely no guarantee that you're going to be safe from any of the fighting that's going on. And I mean, your camera's literally attached to this man's body. So I don't know, a stray bullet could just come through and you guys could just end up like, you know, the people in Space Runaway Ideon, in which everybody dies. But, you know, this is still a really good moment in that aspect, even though I don't know how exactly they managed to get into the audience chambers or anything like that. But, you know, that's never fully explained. But we ignore that because Geats is so much full of ass-pullery that we're just at that point now. So, finally, Ace can finally do it. The Rider kick to end all Rider kicks. But this man pulls a reverse and just like, rewinds the entire thing. Like, yeah. So while we get the sprinklers going and Ace is out here trying to recreate the opening scene yet again, Sumidi shows up to fully recreate the opening scene yet again. And that was this week's Geats. It's all right. It was an all right episode. I mean, we're approaching the end now, and it's just like, okay, so now you're going to try and hit us with the symbolism that you have with the opening. We already had that with the previous episode of him breaking the chains and things like that. It really seems like we're kind of sprinting and speed running towards the end, with some non-explainers in terms of how they found out how the audience affected Sueru, because we had seen no glimmer of that whatsoever previously. They suddenly knew that that's what it took. And then of course, like suddenly seeing that Regard Omega had the rewind ability just makes me more curious. Why was this belt not used before? Of course, we know budgetary reasons, and it probably wasn't in the plans to begin with. But otherwise, like, I don't know. This is where it just starts getting very like just redundant in terms of certain aspects that they're doing out here. Because yeah, that rewind ability was not something that was hinted at or anything like that at all. It's just like he just does it, and it's there. So yeah, I thought it was a decent episode, better than the last couple of episodes, but not great by any means. Ash, what did you think about this week's Geats?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was all right. It had some good character moments. Like I enjoyed the Buffer moment. I enjoyed the Daddy Time Fire and Neon moment where they were just talking shit to all the audience members and threatening them. Like this moment had good character moments sprinkled throughout it. But yeah, the rewind thing was a bit of an ass pull because it just happens out of nowhere. Because I was thinking, oh cool, this fight's gonna be wrapped up in this episode, and then maybe episode 49 will be like the epilogue. But no, it just pulls like another one bites the dust out of his ass and rewinds everything. And then once you see like the rain, it's like, oh, you know exactly what they're going for as they recreate the opening.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Mark, what did you think?
I've been trying to stay positive. I hate Daichi so much. Like,
how'd you feel about his
no
pick in
redemption.
Jamatos?
No, okay, it's atrocious. Let's dare I say, a slight against God that this is still a thing in the show. Because it's just like, man, like I would have had Win get his ass kicked again, or had him actually henching into being Punk Jack or something. It's just Daichi making the save just feels weird and dirty. It doesn't sit right with me. And as someone who likes dirty things, not that dirty. And the ending of the episode, like, I don't know, I feel like once again, it's like, hey, let's put something from the OP in the episode. The second to last episode. Look at Sumeri holding the gun, but it's not really Sumeri. It's Sumeri 2.0 or Diet Sumeri. And it's just like, like, there's, I don't know if it's gonna stick the landing next week or this weekend, because it's like, what episode
tomorrow.
left? That's a lot. Yeah, it's literally
Yeah.
24 hours from now. We'll see all the spoilers.
Well, I'm
less
glad.
than that.
I'm glad I don't have social media, and I swear to God, if anybody on my fucking Twitch stream spoils shit tomorrow,
Yeah, it's just
You know they
don't
will.
I'm
Okay.
hopeful, but I'm at the point now where it's like, you know what? There's so many other things happening with Toku and Power Rangers where I'm like, Geats let me down, doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would.
and I just went ahead and posted up in the chat on who do you think shot Ace? Do you think it's original recipe Sumeri? Do you think it's Black Sumeri just wearing Sumeri's clothes, or possibly some sort of merger happened? I don't know, because they haven't explained how exactly Black Sumeri fully works, if she does or would be able to merge with regular Sumeri, but that would end up being a thing. Oh,
Like
one is now.
Goku Black and like Zamasu or something. Like
Yeah,
we go Dragon Ball Super. Okay.
or, you know, Ace just shot himself. Gonna grab the gun and then just like bang. Just one way of doing it.
No, we find out there's like another wish Ace made in his reincarnations where like no family member can cause harm to him. So it's like a whole
And by
thing.
extension, Black Sumeri's family.
Yes.
But if that was the case, then Girori wouldn't be able to throw hands with Ace back in like the first arc after he got wished to be his dad.
Yeah, but he never actually hurt him though.
He did.
He was fine.
Oh, he didn't
No
kill him,
emotionally.
but he hurt him.
No, he didn't kill him. He's like, "Did you die, son?" He's like, "No." It's like, "See, lesson learned.
I held
I'll
back,
come back at 40. I'll come back at 40 episodes."
even though they gave me flowers. They were gonna
Yeah.
take them bitches back.
I said
Cloudy,
they were
what-
fake.
What'd you think about this episode?
So like this is exactly what I was like feeling back in like I think it was I don't know if it was the early or mid 20s, but like I had huge Geats fatigue, so around then, and I know everyone else was still enjoying the ride, but I wasn't. I'm very bored of Geats at the moment. Is basically it. So like, even watching this episode, it didn't matter if it was like what was happening on the screen, because at the end of the day, I'm just like, I'm kind of waiting for the show to end and just to see how they're gonna end it. So watching it did nothing for me. It didn't mean anything. It was like eating a burger full of air. It's just empty.
Now, of course, with next week, well, tomorrow's episode essentially being the ending of the series, the first off, is the preview of the episode shows that it's the start of the Daybreak arc.
Yeah.
Which, of course, is how the series started, was with the end of the Daybreak arc.
Yep.
Do you think we're going
loop?
Do you think we're going time loop on this?
Oh shit, I might have caught it.
We're gonna go looper on this. Maybe, honestly.
And I'll ask the chat in a moment. Let me go ahead and end the poll just to see what we got.
Yeah.
And the poll results go into 53 votes. And with exactly 50% of the votes, Black Sumuri is the one that people think shot Ace. With original recipe Sumuri being at 26% and 22% saying Ace shot himself. So now, if you lay back and, you're just like, no, sometimes you can just shoot yourself. Just saying. Just,
Careful there, Zio. We're treading on some iffy territory.
In another way, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to ask the chat, do you think this will end?
Oh, God. Be right back.
Oh, my God. Cloudy's dying.
I think Ace shot Cloudy.
Oh, my God. I guess Cloudy was the one that laid on his back, and then Ace got on him. So, Mark, do you think this is going to end in a time loop? I say that as you're stuffing your mouth. I know, perfect timing. Impeccable timing.
Unlike Hot Ones, this number 10 on the hot thing, weak, so I can still talk. Don't worry about it.
What is it? Is that like one of the Hot Ones ones?
It's called Holy Brain Killer, and it's number 10 out of 10 out of my set that I bought. And I'm like, really? Like, you sure? It's got a little spice to it. That's about it. It's supposed to be ghost chilies and serranos and also Pablo. And I'm like, dude, this ain't ghost chili. This is nothing.
I used to tear up their last dab every time.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, dude, this is good sauce. No heat, little flavor. I wouldn't want it to end, I wouldn't want it to end in the time loop, but if it does, it would give the opportunity of maybe giving us some more focus on some of those other characters, like some more Neon stuff down the road or Michinaga. Because I don't know if you guys remember what happened to Toru. Like
they don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
they don't want to talk about it.
Everyone who was murdered or killed in the DGP was brought back to life by Keiwa at one point. Toru, not back. So there's a lot of characters that I would like to see more.
Aeson did the wish, so he's dead again. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but he had a whole episode. You think the first thing he comes back, he's not going to have Michinaga and be like, yo, dude, 1 second, I was just, some Kamen Riders were kicking me in the face. Next thing you know, I'm back here at the construction site. Y'all just didn't finish the contract? Like, I was like, you barely poured it. So there's a lot of cool stuff that can be done with the time loop, but I feel like it's a cop-out at the same time for an ending.
Yeah. Do you think we'll see Ben and John again?
I don't. Listen, the fact that everyone is obsessed with them on Twitter, I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
Tom, Kasi, and Mike, great guys, guys. But they weren't main characters. Like, you wanted them around this whole entire time. Yes, we never got to see them actually in their suit forms. There probably might be a little, whatever that conglomerate V cinema, which I'd be all for, honestly. But I don't know. If I would have liked them to do a defined ending.
It wouldn't work for them anyway, because the thing is, when Ace like changed the world and made it so everybody regained their memories from before, they would have regained their memories from before they worked for the Kurama like conglomerate, meaning that they probably went back and were like, shit, we had a whole life that we left behind, and they're trying to like get back that life, because they weren't originally her bodyguards. That was something that happened after they lost their DGP.
They're just like, why are we in Japan? We're from America. How did we get here? It's like, why are we a bodyguard? It's like, last thing I remember, I was teaching history in college. Now I'm a bodyguard in Japan.
Yep. So different things that they could do in terms of that aspect. But yeah, I'm really not hoping for a time loop, but there's other theories as well that maybe Ace does not bite the dust at all, and it's really just a fake out just to play things up, and then he's just going to show up. But the thing is, there's one line in this episode that Sueru specifically says when he uses his reverse abilities on Ace, and it's that as long as you are a person of this time period, you're susceptible to these powers. And of course, we know that Ace has reincarnation abilities. So of course, if they just go ahead and shoot him, then he technically instantly reincarnates. Of course, you know, he's going to be a baby, but, you know, he would be... They can still pluck a different version of him from another point in the time stream, which is what I think Gene is probably there for. Since we see him in the preview, he probably plucked a different Ace out of time there. Either that, or, you know, he's going to prove the other fan theory that Gene was always a future version of Ace the entire time.
God, I wish Gene could just stay.
Which means that he was his own #1 fan. And if that's not saying something, then...
It's actually kind of odd brand for Ace too, so it's like, damn. He's like, I'm gonna send myself all the best buckles. Oh, these other people, I can support them. I'll support myself. It's the meme where like you're just giving the medal to yourself the whole time.
Yeah.
True. The only plus they'd have in like a looping ending, right, would just be the fact that they could just make V cinema ending after another different.
Well,
ones.
yeah, that's what I called out in my. Holy shit, are we over 100 views right now?
Yes, we are. 104,
Whoa,
baby.
We are 106.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, 103 now.
Gotta give the claps for that.
Let's go.
Hello and welcome.
20 to 30 new people. Hi.
And it just dropped down to 103. They're like, nah, bro, we're about to take this shit to 98 and below.
Ooh. But yeah, like that would be the only benefit, and I don't see why they would do that. Like, because Takahashi's got his hands filled with outsiders anyway, so I don't see why they would.
Yeah, you say that, but this man, like, if he does decide to go time loop and can just make like the whole like how Ryuki had multiple different endings. Like they had the movie, we had the 13 Riders special. You know, it technically like that never ends, and he's pretty much. If he does the same thing here, then he's just like, I've just secured myself a job for the next 10 years. Writing Geats v Cinemas.
I just don't... I think that's the only plus in that, and I don't think it would work. It wouldn't be a good ending.
Yeah.
At least
we'll get like Geats boost Mark 43 in like 10 years.
They have to be in intervals of 3, so it'd be 42.
Geats Mark 99.
Huh? Okay, fair enough.
No,
okay, so ending the poll now. And let's ask the typical. Regarding this time loop, and 60% of folks say that yes, it will end in a time loop. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like, we literally have less than 24 hours until technically the episode airs. The people that just watch the Raws and go ahead and raw dog it, they're gonna have everything without, you know, proper context. They're gonna assume that they know everything that's gonna go on, but they won't.
Someone said the summer movie is getting released on digital in like 2 weeks in Japan.
That's another thing as well. Yeah.
So we don't have to wait till the winter.
That's pretty good.
Great. If you want more Geats content,
Hey,
Then-
listen. The sooner you
I'm
finish the
curious.
movie, the sooner it's done. You're done completely with it.
You say that, but we still have the winter movie with
Oh, yeah.
Gotchard.
True.
Not only that, but with the Blu-ray, there's apparently a buffer additional special.
That special you don't need to watch.
But it's there and showing like something
Beroba.
involving a girl that's not Beroba but being Beroba. So, yeah.
Same actress.
Oh, yeah.
I think, every
Oh, there was
character,
a
right?
whole Twitter thing about that too, which was very entertaining.
Oh, Mark,
Oh,
I need to know.
Some new Toku fans who didn't know previous established age of actress, and person made a
Yes.
tweet about it,
Yes.
and then everyone systematically informed them, and then they still doubled down on their opinion, and then everyone else was like, this is where you're like, oh, my bad, I didn't know that, I recant that statement. That's what you say. Instead they were like, nah, I don't care. And I was like, oof. He was
Yeah,
like,
it-
"Look, she's
the
not
whole-
16, she looks 25. It's like, doesn't matter what they look like. That's the government age.
They're gonna do the whole in Japan. It's technically okay. Yada 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 nonsense.
I don't
No,
know
they
if they
didn't pull
pulled that
that.
card.
They
God,
didn't pull that. They
I
just doubled
swear-
down on, they look 20.
once Gotchard starts, this is gonna be a fucking like trains just hitting
Listen.
walls. This is gonna be like
See, a
terrible.
substitute teacher. Think substitute teacher.
So we should start the
It's
Chris
gonna-
Hansen tweet of the week.
No, it's going to be that FBI open up meme all over Twitter.
Yeah.
nonstop.
I'm gonna add people to the Hall of Shame every week. I'll just get a whiteboard and just be like, this tweet right here.
Just
Shows
put a
this
whole tweet like pinned in the back. Get yourself one of those
Mhm.
like planning boards. Put that shit back there. Hey,
You know,
Do it.
since the female lead is playing a actress, she's playing up her age, so she's playing a character older than what she actually is. So there's, there's going to be those people that are going to get,
The actress is like Baroba's actress was playing someone who's 350 years old. Which, by the way, I'm still mad we never saw the 350-year-old
The
like
hag?
witch version. Like
Yeah.
that's like the fact that we have gotten, unless they are going to pull this in the final episode where we see some of the future stuff. Like I'm kind of annoyed we haven't seen anything from the future.
I want to see those future looking people.
Same.
yeah, exactly. They teased us with all that stuff. I was thinking like, let's go with the whole like anti-spirals things of Gurren Lagann, but instead we're gonna get that with King-Ohger. So shit.
Well,
Like,
double
King-Ohger's-
donation.
Oh, we got a couple of super chats coming in, but first, the Crazy Orb. I did see the new Gotchard scans. Me and Mark were talking about how those new forms were booty butt cheeks. But
Oh.
yeah,
Did you see the blue and pink one? Oh god.
yeah.
Oh god.
But real quick,
Butt cheek lettuce.
first up, we got blah blah something for $5 saying, "What if Gene plucks an ace from before the end of the DGP from episode 1, and that's why he was all buddy with Kawa and Neon in episode 1 and no one else after." So he pulls an ace from... it kind of makes sense if he pulls an ace literally from the beginning of the DGP. Well, from the beginning, like the Daybreak arc, ace is the one that he plucks, the one from like pre-episode 1. And that's the one who he takes to beat. It makes sense.
Wait, which Terminator plot was that? Was that the one with Christian Bale in it?
Yeah.
Like, why does this sound Terminator inspired? It's one of the weird ones that didn't have Arnold.
We just
That's
got ace
easier.
before he got shot, but that means that then they were stuck in that loop, and then all these upgrades will happen again. But the other thing that's weird is technically, if they do a time loop, how are they going to bring back Mitsume, his mom, as the goddess of creation? Because she's like, I think that's something that transcends time and space, is a goddess of creation.
So
I
I'd like
don't
to point out that my Google slide from 2 weeks ago is looking a little more plausible right now. Blaze being dead. I'm just saying, especially with the preview, kind of looked like they were all kind of like fighting on his behalf, but then kind of I heard a little upbeat tone, like the epilogue tone. I'm like, Ace still not there? Like, is there a park bench? Like, we could.
wait. I just thought about it. What if Sumuri is actually Mitsume and Black Sumuri becomes regular Sumuri, which is why she's also kind of condescending in the beginning of the series. It's possible. It's possible.
Wouldn't
It's
that make
completely possible.
Sumeri Ace's sister mom?
So
Yes,
his real
yes.
mom is his fake wish sister.
Sister mom.
Yes,
Interesting.
exactly.
Stop it. Let's stop this.
She just
train of
changes
thought.
avatars. She goes into her alt account.
Let's stop this train
If
of
only I
thought.
had the clip from the Stupids on there where he sings the I'm My Own Grandpa song, we could just play that really quick.
Oh yeah.
Like, it just starts getting weird at that point, but I'm just like, this is Gates. It's all kinds of weird already.
It is.
All right, next up. Musa Muteki for $2. We could get Kid Riders again. It's been... I mean, no. I mean, technically, we're doing that with Gotchard anyway, because all the actors are technically kids. So, it's... But I get what you're saying, but nah, I think if writers skewed that young, people would be like, I can't talk about this show. Like, considering that the majority of the Western demographic is all like teenagers and up. So it's just like, this is literally a kid show. I can't review this. It'd be like if they made a live action Code Lyoko. I'm not gonna review that
They
shit.
did make a live action Code Lyoko.
Shut up!
It's in French. I've seen it. Finished it. It's pretty nice.
It's like saying we're gonna make a live action reboot, and then we don't talk about it.
Wait, reboot like Maverick?
Like actual reboot.
Yes, that's why I'm saying we're not talking about that live action.
No.
That's not a thing.
Great, cool. I'm glad that was just like me just having a Berenstein Bears like foggy memory. Berenstein. So, oh my god. So honestly, like, I don't know. Do you guys think that this show can stick the landing with its ending?
No, absolutely not.
There's always a chance. You never know.
I know there's always a chance.
How would it stick the landing? What would it take for it to stick the landing
What
for
would
you?
you have to see? It'd have to be something I wouldn't expect at all.
All right, it had to be a few things. Ace has to stay dead for starters.
Yeah.
And then I get the whole cop out. Nan found her true love, which is her family and friends. Nah, her and Kawa. It's happening. It's going to be in a B cinema or a light novel, but it's happening.
She's the one tapping him to swear clear.
Yes, but the thing is, like, honestly, I would keep Ace dead. That's part one. Because, like, even if you go back and watch Revice, I didn't know. I was worried they weren't going to stick the landing, and they still pulled it out and landed it with 2 episodes. There's some seeds planted in this episode. I feel like they could. It's just one of the things, like, I can't pinpoint every element that would make it stick the landing, but I would know if it did. I'm not hopeful, but there's always a chance.
Now, what if this scene happens on Ace's gravesite? Like, Ohsama and Jean show up, and they realize that Ace was the connective glue between them, and they're like, let's just fill the void. And then they hook up.
I mean, the whole, like, weird tunnel of Toku to BL drama is very apparent. So, I mean,
It's been a thing since like the mid 2000s. For a lot of people that don't know, this has been a thing. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. What if they're both casted in a BL Christmas?
Oh,
Be like, it's just another era that the DGP takes place in where they're not writers.
Oh, someone's a writer.
So,
I'm just
I feel like it'd be Michinaga, but that's besides the point.
oh.
Have you seen the like interview they did with like Michinaga, Kawa, and Ace, where he says, "Oh, I've only had one power up," and then they just start naming all their power ups they get. And then Kawa says, "Oh, they recognized you as like zombie when we're out in public and not buffer."
Oh,
got him. Got him.
Got him.
But also in an interview, Ace's actor and Azuma's actor were asked what they're gonna do right after, and then Ace's actor was like, "I think we should be in a BL drama together," and he just
Really?
leads in with it. Yes, that was another one.
That's
So it's just
great.
like they doing it.
They're doing it.
Dude,
They
all of
doing
them are like everyone has been like, especially a majority of people from
That's where the money's at.
Saber. Like, that's the thing now. They're like, all right, you're a Kamen Rider now. Show us a different pension pose. Here's your touch some other gimmicks.
All right, Ash, how do they stick the landing for you with this show?
I honestly don't know. Like, I'm definitely going to be staying off Twitter all day tomorrow until like the subs come out. Like, I'm just going to go in blind, and if I'm upset, I'm upset. If I'm satisfied, I'm satisfied. I'll be that. But like, Ace has to stay dead. Like, it seems like he's going to stay dead with the trailer, but I get the feeling they'll do some last minute he's alive bullshit so that way they can bring him back for like crossovers and V cinemas and stuff like that. And movies.
Gene's gonna show up like carrying a baby, and it's like, hey, look, it's new Ace, but my gun can also age people up. And then he just instantly grows up.
That would be the thumbnail. That would change my user profile to that photo. That would be my intro video to every video I do. I would put that on a shirt. I would
pointing the chain at the baby. No.
And then it's just, there it is. There it is.
I don't think they could actually show that. They'd have to like cut away.
I mean, we saw Showa Kamen Rider. They've done some shit.
Oh, actually, no. Don Brothers got away with throwing a baby down.
Oh yeah. Don Brothers legit threw a baby through a portal. That baby's still gone.
He's got.
Ace is that baby from the portal.
Oh yeah.
That was the theory. That was the theory. We don't know. It could have been if suddenly a door opens up like out of space time and a baby falls through, and it's just like
from Don.
Ace.
10 out of 10. And
I'm telling you, I'll tell you right now. Before Gotchard is over, you're using that as a bit. I know it. There's this portal right behind, and a baby's gonna. I know. He's
gonna show up. That's what's gonna revive Space Vice. Is that's it? Like we brought back the Don Brothers.
Point the gun at him and age him up.
Yeah.
Yep. But then turns out that baby was Space Vice the whole time, and not actually Ace. There it is. There it is. See. Sometimes the bits actually I might end up still doing. It depends on what I never really pre-think my bits. So
no, we've been over this in private chat where you're just like, it just came to me while I was watching the episode. There you go. Now I gotta make that. It's like
yeah.
That's gotta happen.
It's like after watching that episode of Saber last week, I had to make that
the Rainbow Road.
The bit. Yep.
Yeah.
Had to make that bit.
Saber has some great moments. You gotta do.
Yeah, that was wacky. I was definitely hitting my green screen as I was awkwardly running. So
that was my favorite part.
I was just like, I got to make this the most obnoxious run I could ever do for this bit.
The way your feet were going out to the side.
Yes, had to do it. Had to do it. All right, so let's go ahead and get to King-Ohger this week. As you know, I feel like first off, before prefacing this, before starting this, I feel like Toei just can't keep a goddamn secret because, Ash, I saw your thumbnail first, before I even watched the episode, and it's just like, time skip? Really? Already? And I haven't even watched the episode yet.
Okay.
2 episodes behind. How do you think I feel?
So it's just like, oh, well, this is great. We're out here about to just instantly know how all of this is about to end. So great.
Yeah.
Great.
I didn't know if I wanted to get the time skip video out early or after the review. When it came to that.
I mean, if you didn't get me, then Dawson Rider did because his thumbnail was pretty much the same shit too. And I was like,
you
guys got to get those clicks.
Ash.
Yeah. Because those videos were doing gangbusters. So I was like, okay, all right. So yeah. This week's King-Ohger, however, Death Rack was still hitting them walls in the earth. As Jeremy is depressed about the entire ordeal. Of course, we had the big revelation last week. They're somewhat related, though distantly. That's a whole thing that was a thing. But of course, how are they going to do things? Well, Yama's got a plan. And of course, oh, Buddy's not dead yet. I thought he died, but he's not. I guess he really was just shocked and got burnt out from Himeno's handwork. And at least you know, when Himeno gives you that stroke, then you're gone for like a week, and then you come back. So, food for thought.
I need a week vacation.
There you go. I mean, this guy looks the happiest he's ever done anyway. He was malnourished before. Now this guy's like living life. Who knew? Who knew? All it took was just that stroke game. All right, so what they got here is the blueprint for a brand new Mega. The issue with it, however, is that it's going to need so many pilots. Like, all the pilots. It needs more than everybody here. But at the same time, you know, the Bugnarok attack. But it's ultimate betrayal. And the thing is, it's like, I was like legit shocked when this happened because I was not expecting Garojim, like Jeremy's buddy, to be the one doing this. I was like, you mean he was playing the long game? This man was legit playing the long game. But he wasn't. He wasn't really. He's out here just to get Jeremy riled up. We get this amazing shot here, which they knew. They were like, look, we got to put in this shot. This is what everybody's going to use for a thumbnail. Ain't nobody use it as a thumbnail, so I'm glad people showed restraint in not making this their thumbnail. But of course, after a long-winded fight, then Garojim does get beat by Jeremy. But it turns out it was just character motivation, telling him that he should put aside his naivete and just start being dedicated to a proper cause. He can't be the king of the in-between if there is no real proper in-between. And the narrative that he set is not the narrative that needs to be set. So he decides then and there that he's just going to become the king of the Bugnaroks. And he makes Garojim his first retainer, even though I thought that was already a thing, but it's okay. It's his first retainer. And with that, we see that their swords have a Bugdar, or at least some sort of radar to see who is compatible with Shoe Gods, and Garojim is the first one that is. So, of course, everybody's out here just admiring these glowing shafts and realizing that, hey, we just put in the hands of somebody that we all know who it goes to. Old Buddy's the first one to touch him, and he's in. So, once again, while Deathnarak is out here hitting up the walls of the earth, then, first up, we got Yanma and his usual folks getting the picks from this one. So, okay, that makes it easy. We go to Himeno, where it's I didn't bother learning any of these people's names. This chick has shown up in several episodes. I don't even know who this is, but she's here.
Episode 17, she's the one who kidnapped Jeremy from Enkasopa. She was wearing a mask at the time.
Oh.
Yeah, she did a really cool pose on like a green screen. You can, if you go back, you can see it's really sick.
And then Sebastian. Because, of course, everybody expects Sebastian. Like, you cannot have Sebastian. The Bowski side, of course, he got Kuroda. And, oh, wait, it's the washer got chosen.
Oh, the washer.
The washer got chosen. We got Kuroda, and, of course, Suzume. And then who else? Rita got, but, of course, you know, Morphonia. But, you know, she's like, oh, yay, I got picked. But that's when we get the pound. And 1,000,000 pencils across the Tokuverse got picked up and put on paper.
I love the comment section is like, yes, no, yes.
So there were some people in my comment section going like, I thought, but aren't they related? And it's just like, no, that was rampant speculation in the very beginning. But now we know, if you watch that one episode, that they're not actually related, that it's just a retainer, like king, like passing of the torch thing. Whoever is the retainer gets to be the king. They're not related.
With all the yeses I'm seeing in the chats, I need 3 fanfics by the time we're done here.
What do you name this ship? Morphida? Retonia?
Remorphia?
Remorphia sounds good.
Remorphia? Like,
Remorphia?
let's see,
No.
what's the ship name? What's the ship name, guys?
Lame is the ship name.
It could be, I don't know,
Go to Rita.
Morta, Mita. I like
Mita.
Remorphia myself.
Yeah,
Are they
Remorphia's
technically
gonna
step siblings?
implement-
Man, look, that didn't stop the Brady
I'm
Bunch.
pretty sure they're cousins, are they not? Right?
As I said, if they're step siblings, just keep her away from a washer or dryer. She'll be fine.
Oh, that is true. Oh God, I just realized what you did. Never mind.
Morphin, Cold Snap,
Morita. Morita? No.
a lot
no,
of Morita.
Morita, okay. Morita. So
Yeah,
it's
a
Morita.
lot of Moritas. Okay.
I don't like this ship because it means Morita.
Morita. So, yeah,
I like Rita there.
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't like it either.
So, of course, this is definitely a very big emotional scene for Rita, as they are definitely coming out of their shell when it comes to this and admitting just how much Morphonia actually means to them in terms of these aspects. This is, of course, where I decided to take my opening bit for King-Ohger and was like, good. So, I was like, this opening bit is going to last like 2 seconds, but it's going to take me like 40 minutes to film. So,
Cece, stop that. I see you. Stop it.
now all that's left is Gira, but the thing is, Gira doesn't exactly want to hand his blade out to anybody because he knows what it means. But Duke is like, nah, man, I'm going to get that. And he's just like, but don't you have kids? Don't I already risk my life, my guy? So it's just like, okay, so that makes sense. Great. But then he remembers that his blade glowed earlier in a previous episode with Boone. And he's just like, oh, I can't put a kid through that because it doesn't mean much. But then, once they get to the end of things, and everyone has gathered to form the God King-Ohger, Gira's like, nah, bro. Like, y'all out here ready to risk y'all lives? We got a 50-50 shot. You can't play like that. You got to guarantee me. You got to guarantee me that everyone makes it out alive. No one gets in this circle. Playing up the bit again. The Power Rangers bit. No one gets in the circle. So, of course, when everybody guarantees him that no one's going to die, then he goes to seek Boone. And then we get this. So many pilots. So many pilots. And then we get a transformation sequence that's so goddamn long. Like, I was listening to it again. I can't play the rap. It's not going to even try getting copyright struck during a live stream. No.
Not this
No.
one. 116 views. Ooh.
However, I will say that it reminds me of the poker rap. It's like the Japanese poker rap when they transforming, because it's just naming all of the shoe gods combining, and I'm just like, that's the bit. That could have been a bit, but we ain't doing it. So yes, here we that's so much upper like body. That's so much upper body. God,
To be fair, it looks better than I thought.
but the suit actor, I'm just like, I'm over here. I see this, and I'm just like, the suit actor's in so much pain right now. Either that or this man must be built
Also, the
like a
proportion-
goddamn tank.
How did they? This shouldn't work proportionally.
You get scoliosis freaking being a suit actor in this thing.
The suit actor of this is like, I'd take the
Like
key
if
to
they-
shoot any day of the week.
If they knock him on his back, like, he ain't getting up. He's gonna be like a turtle. Like, I can't get up. I'm gonna get cooked if I stay on this side. See, if they just removed Tarantula Knight, maybe. Thing is, Tarantula Knight throws so many things off because he's literally just hanging on the back. Like,
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like, these poor legs, it's like, oh,
Oh,
okay.
God.
There's really nothing on the legs. It's just this. God. You could tell this man does not skip leg day. You got to do squats. You got to do a lot of squats
His
to be
back
able to,
is
like,
nice being
hold
built.
all of that. And of course, everybody riding on that God King-Ohger. And because of that, they've got 79 seconds to go ahead, go in the earth, get Death Narak up, and they do it. Beat that face in. Get him out there and hit him with the Obari as fuck pose. And of course, for those of you that don't know, the Obari pose, like, just learn mecha anime. Obaru was a mech designer, and every time that there would be like a dramatic pose, it would always be something like this. So
The sword out.
Yep.
Yes,
Perspective.
yes.
Yep.
So they're doing it. They keep going with these Obari as fuck poses. So then, of course, Godant proving to be the most useful of the shoe gods out here triggering every single shoe god to get that power up. They hit him with the G, but for some reason, I guess I got the screenshot of the G, but I guess the G's not here, but they beat that ass, whatever. And Instinct with the final face-off between them and Death Nurak. I gotta say, this was a great episode. This was definitely a really good episode because it was the culmination of events. It was the buildup of all of the character growth moments, all of the retainer moments, everything we've seen between them and their citizenry, just building everything up for this moment with a really good payoff. So, hold on real quick. We got Megadon for $2 saying, can I get a shout out for Godant? Let's hear it for Godant, everybody. Woo! Dylan Fangs.
Well done.
Dylan Fangs. I can't wait for Memorial Edition Godant to get released for $20. Just Godant by itself. Just by itself.
I don't want to buy
You press it, it's gonna say lines by Boone.
Mark will buy it.
I will.
It's like just that by itself. So yeah, Mark, what do you think about this episode?
I haven't seen it, but based on your recap, it's enjoyable. No, listen, okay, so I saw the suit stuff and I saw video clips of it, and I was like, it's obnoxious. It's more obnoxious in person because I did the mini plot legendary King-Ohger, but then I just got in the mail 2 days ago the God Tarantula set. So I'm going to be combining them all.
Ooh.
To see, because you can, how obnoxious and bulky this thing is going to be with all those. And then the castle pre-orders are up for the mini plot, and that's coming out in like 4 weeks. So I'm like, oh, this is probably going to be one of the most obnoxious looking mini plots ever. I've
seen the DX one.
Yeah, there's so much going on. But the DX one, at least there's more scaling to it compared to the mini plots. You have to get optional parts that are included in this to kind of scale some of the other pieces to make them look nicer. Yeah. And I'm like, this is going to be too much.
Got another $2 by Musa Muteki saying G is for Godant being the GOAT. I mean, it technically is for God King-Ohger, but you know.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a pretty stylized G. I did have
to oh no, that's definitely that is definitely a mecha robo anime G right there. I'm sorry.
No, for my review, I used the G Gundam themes because, of course, G Gundam stands for God Gundam. Yep. So I was like, it fits. But then I got copyright struck 3 times while trying to upload it because they're like, you're using too much of Trust You Forever. It's 5 seconds long. Listen,
still you don't mess with Sunrise. You don't mess with Sunrise.
Yeah, Sunrise. I can see why no one reviews Gundam shit. Like it's hard to.
So we did a stream where Zygarde was about to like play the Sunrise like what do you call it? I think it was the regular G Gundam first season opening. And he asked me ahead of time, was like, hey, can we play whatever we want? I'm like, yeah, we're too small to get copyrighted by anything. And then he was like, okay, I bet. I'm gonna play this. And I'm like, wait, that's Sunrise. It's actually clipped on our channel. It's the only time you have like an extreme reaction out of me.
Yep. Can't do it. Well, Ash, what do you think about this episode?
I really liked it because every character had some good development. Like everyone had a moment to shine. I enjoyed the Rita moment. I enjoyed the Yanma moment. The Gira moment and the Duga moment was really good. Like where he says like, hey, I know I'm a family man, but I would not be doing my job properly if I didn't risk my life for those people or my children. Because you forget that he's a family man because it was made in like one joke like 20 plus episodes ago.
I'm sad you're not saying that he's a family guy. Like, I'm really upset that you're not saying that. Right. That's what I was waiting for. He said the name of the show.
Yeah. But yeah, that was like really great moment. Like seeing the mech, I was worried what it would look like. It's still a clusterfuck here and there, but when you see it do like the pose, that's pretty cool. I enjoyed that. And I'm excited to see what it's going to set up for future episodes because, like, this is the end of quote unquote King-Ohger Part 1, as people are saying. Well, next week, tomorrow's episode is.
The end of a whole like half of an arc. That's crazy. Cloudy, what do you think about this episode?
Great episode to end this part off. I really enjoyed it. The only thing I thought that was lacking was maybe their confrontation with Death Knight could have been a bit longer, but obviously we had all that set up last week, so it makes sense that this was a bit shorter. Everything except for like the relative design of the mech, because the mech is massive, is really well done. And I like how we just start this episode ready to go. Like Yama's already got the briefcase out. Like, okay, so this is what we need. Here's how we're gonna do it. Like it's like I like it. It's just go, go, go. And Gira's really coming into his own being a king because you can tell like he is a king of the people. He would rather let the earth blow up and then sacrifice his own people. So you can already tell like that's the kind of king he's gonna be, and I'm loving it. I hope like when we get this time skip or whatever part 2 is going to entail, that we get to see more of like how he would lead on his own. You know what I mean? Since we're not getting the double Demon King stuff anymore.
Now the thing is, it's hard to really speculate on where we go, like from here, without actually talking about the big elephant in the room. And I'm not talking about how big that suit was, because even the suit actor was like, it's like wearing an Indian elephant. Like
they had to double that man's pay, I swear.
Had to. But of course, we got this poster.
Let's go.
And with this poster, we see that it's the start of a brand new arc. So yes, King-Ohger is entering a 2-year time skip after this next episode ends. So we are done with what essentially is the Bugnarok arc, as they're calling it, and entering the new arc. And it's this is like a real first for Sentai. The fact that we're getting a time skip like this. The fact that we've got such a major shakeup. Now, we've done multiple different enemy factions before. That's been a thing, but never something as dramatic as this. And one thing that I've just found hilarious after finding this out was just the fact that, you know, earlier on when we were speculating about this show, I said that I wanted something to be like Fire Emblem, that something dramatic would happen in the middle, and then we have a time skip. We're actually getting it. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, I will take that dub, because that is great. Either that or like these people really played Fire Emblem. We're like, we're doing Fire Emblem.
I'm not gonna lie, if this show
and we're just gonna go ahead and do that. It's like, okay,
if this show keeps up its momentum like this, like even if it, you know, it could like lower in quality, but I think this might be up there in Sentai. It could be probably like one of the best, like one of the greats.
Oh, absolutely.
You have to do something with Yama's hair, though, because I don't know what's going on there.
No, I like it.
Oh, you don't know what's going on? You don't know what's going on?
Because it implies a little something, you know.
No, I know what's going on. I see the headphones, too, and I don't like it.
Yeah, they're kind of twinning out here, my guy. I'm just saying. I think
they're a little matching a bit, you know?
I think it's a sibling thing, honestly.
I don't know. Episode 3, they kind of implied that...
We all implied things on episode 3.
I guess I should go ahead and just ask chat if you think Yanma and Himeno hook up after the time skip.
Oh, there's no cat ears on these headphones. I was growing up.
So let's see. But I'm just like, yeah, the headphones definitely are kind of a giveaway, because like this man normally just wears blue, but the fact that he's got the blonde hair going on and the headphones, and of course the actors previously, before we even found out that they were doing this time skip, like Himeno's actress and Yanma's actor actually did take a selfie together with him showing off the blonde hair. So it's just like, I'm just saying, it's kind of a thing there.
Curious though, she doesn't have any blue though.
Well,
So
if
might
you look
be-
at those yellow,
He might just be a fan.
look at the crown. There's like those darker bits on the crown. Could be like a really dark shade of blue that we're not just getting, but I don't know.
That don't count. That don't count. That's an accessory. He literally has his hair color changed.
Listen, when Himeno's got blue streaks in her hair in the next season, I want to see you take.
Well,
everything back.
also, Himeno's not
Oh
wearing a
my
wig
God.
in this. Like her actress,
No.
that's her hair because she also
Yeah.
did dye her, like bleach her hair recently as well.
Oh.
Hmm.
So we have natural hair Himeno.
Ooh.
Yep.
No
The
wig.
queen.
So we got that going on. And meanwhile,
Actually,
for
that's not fast.
Gira, they were like, you know what? These braids, you guys keep doing this every week on the side. That shit kind of hurts. Like, can we just go natural for this one? And they were like, all right, let's go ahead and be natural. That's essentially what they did for this, man. They just loosened up the braids, just going with the natural cut. There it is.
Mm.
Jeremy on the other side, he's just exposing arm. Is just like, yeah, I'm just going to show off my bug side fully. That's it. Really it.
I mean, in new clothes a little bit.
Slightly. Rita's still rocking the same fit, though Rita's also rocking their natural like hair.
Apparently, Rita cut their hair. That's like the thing that they said, or someone said online through information. But it's
Well, things-
barely noticeable. It's
If
barely
you've
noticeable.
if you've seen the actor, like her hair is not as long as Rita's, so they definitely use
Yeah.
hair extensions for shooting the episodes. Meanwhile, also in terms of long hair, like Dabowski looks like he just let his hair loose from the back. That's it. He just undid the
Yeah,
ponytail
pretty
and was
much.
just like, it's free. It's free.
The royal look on Gira, I'm liking actually.
Well, the thing is, the undersuit that he's wearing is the exact same as Raculus, which is what other people pointed out. But I just think that's just the kingly attire that they have for
Yeah.
whoever is the king of Shuga the M. It should not be looked at like extra outside of that. But of course, my analytical ass will probably be like, I was right. Him and Raculus are the same person. But,
Now, if he's wearing the skirt as well, we'll see. Because I don't see the gold like highlights
I
on
don't
the
see it.
skirt.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't see it. But yes,
Do we have an official leak title for part 2? What it's going to be, or no? Just part 2.
we just know the villains, which I do have the scan for that.
Is it
Which I
called
did
Cosmic Ohsama?
which I did awkwardly translate via Google.
Oh,
So I got like two
wow.
different Google scans. There's one part of it that's completely hilarious. So I left that shot intact.
This is giving like space vibes though.
It is space vibes because their villains are from space. So according
Aliens.
to the chat,
Wait, I just realized something.
Yanma and Himeno are hooking up 88%.
Nice.
88%.
Wait, I just realized that this is a kind of like this is season 2 going to space. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, you know, revolution, evolution.
That's why I called it Cosmic Ohsama on Twitter.
Cosmic Ohsama. Oh god.
It was just like, yeah, this is.
Please.
So real quick, like just first impressions when you found this out. What was your thoughts when you found out that we were, first of all, having a time skip? Second of all, they're going to space. Like, what? Like, we're literally going from medieval times with robots to space galactic battles. We're going full on like Gurren Lagann, like for real. Because that's exactly how the time skip of Gurren Lagann was. It's just like, you know, low grade world. Now we're going to space.
I mean, with that mech getting bigger and bigger, I mean, hey.
Bro, if it ends with fucking like them throwing galaxies,
Yeah.
it'll probably surpass Down Brothers for me at that point.
The final shot is just them throwing God Kua at the final boss.
They'll find galactic Kuwagata, and it's just the whole galaxy was just a giant shoe god this whole time. Watch me be right.
Unicron?
Well, I mean, that would be a planet.
Yeah.
I'm saying the whole galaxy.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I mean, That'd be a bit much.
Who knows?
Could be.
Wait, are they going to space or is it like the enemy? Because you said the enemies
feel
are
like
space.
the
but, like,
enemy-
does that mean
The
they're going to
enemies
space
are
or is, like,
space-based.
invasion? So they might not be going to space. It might just be an invasion.
Maybe. Who knows?
Well, the thing is, of course, people always alluded to like the one tapestry that they showed for when it came to like the legend of the King-Ohger showing the castle, and then there was like Earth at the bottom of the tapestry, implying something there. I don't have that image, but that is something that is an official tapestry that Bandai was selling. So there is that portion as well. But Mark, what were your quick thoughts when you saw this?
Well, now that you just said, well, I mean, seeing this, I'm like, it was very colorful, and I just thought the timing of this poster being released with the Cosmic Fury stuff, the internet was not letting me down with all the jokes. But I looked into it because, like, I was like, time jump. I was like, does this happen? Is this like a trope in Sentai? It's not really. Like, this is like Uncharted
First time.
Waters to an extent. So I was like, this excites me, one, from the standpoint of I kind of have like this nice breaking point in the story, so I can catch up, and if I want to rewatch anything and this and that, like, it's kind of cool to know, oh, this many episodes in, that's part one. And I'm like, I like that idea from like a show standpoint. And now that you said there's a tapestry of the Earth, now I'm like, well, what if the Shoe Gods and this and that and the legendary King-Ohger, like, we do that almost like the Transformers type thing that they kind of dumped in the live action one. It's like, here's the creators of the Shoe Gods coming back for their robots. Like,
Yeah.
So now I'm like, oh, there's a lot that could happen. Like, once you go into space where like aliens are showing up or the enemies are showing up from space, that opens a lot of doors. So I'm actually more intrigued for the second part than part one.
Crazy Orb asks, what if Terra gets destroyed next episode and then they escape to a new planet? No. Nah.
That's too much. That's way too much.
That would literally be like some Space Runaway Ideon shit. Like, you're destroying planets now. How could everybody escape? Oh yeah, the God King-Ohger is just that big. Everybody on this planet can just live in it. And I'm like, but no, that's too much like plot. Like, the Fury of the Gods plot line is technically in the planet because the person responsible for it is being held somewhere in the planet. We just don't know where
or who.
That's another plot point.
What if Rackley shows up as the Lord of the Universe and we get a new song?
Maybe.
Then I will play that until Cloudy hates it as well.
I don't care.
So, Ash, what were your first thoughts?
No, I don't.
Yeah, like what Mark said, I had to do a double take because, like, I was thinking, like, oh, we've done like time skips in Sentai before, but they're usually epilogues or movies. But no, this is midway through the series, and as someone who's grown up like with anime, like, you get your Shippudens, you get your Z time skips. This is really cool to see Sentai do it. But not only that, like, we're going to see the show going into a different direction, and I'm wondering if they do go to space or something like that, are they going to like maybe change up the formula from doing those green screens all the time, and they're going to sort of like go to new places that will look like different planets maybe, or if they don't go to space, then maybe they'll have an excuse to sort of go to different places and no longer use the green screen set and use like film on the streets of Japan, which I don't know if we know because usually stuff like that leaks if they get spotted on set. But also we've got the Kyoryuja stuff happening for this next quarter. I don't know if we've talked about that on the channel. So I'm wondering if that's going to tie in there. But I saw something online. There's a line from that season, and I believe like one of the bug planets gets destroyed by the enemies, like it's throwaway line, but people are sort of like connecting the dots here and there. So we could have that going on. But either way, I'm excited. Like, King-Ohger has been really good. And to see it go in this direction, I'm really excited.
I mean, if they end up making some sort of like space battleship to start going like planet hopping type thing, and they look, it's already very apparent that the people who make this show are big mecha anime fans. So if we end up getting something like a space battleship Yamato, but for King-Ohger, I'm there. I'm already
Yeah.
nutting just thinking about it. Like, that's amazing. Like, just do shit like that. Or do something like the Macross. Like, if you actually do, like,
Macross.
any Macross.
Okay.
Where essentially they reverse engineer the alien technology and make a giant battleship to go into space. And then just discover aliens. And there you go.
Oh yeah,
So-
Majestic Prince as well.
So there's those aspects.
Well, actually, a Majestic Prince, like a legit. Oh god.
So, Cloudy, what were your thoughts when you saw this?
Oh, I think this is great. Like I'm excited. We're finally like this is like the first time we're doing like a time skip midway through a season. Like those of you actually watching this live should be like really excited that like this is the like first time you're witnessing something like this.
Yeah,
in
this is
Sentai.
indeed a moment in this
This
franchise.
is yeah, like this is absolutely a moment. I think like we all should appreciate that we get to see this and be grateful that something like this is being attempted. Whether or not they land it and it's good, I honestly don't care because they're taking the risk to do it in the first place. So it's nice.
It's honestly one of the reasons why I enjoy watching these shows week to week, because if I was somebody that came into this franchise after which, and it's just like, oh, I got to check this out because there was a time skip. Well, it's just like, well, you had to be there when we didn't know there was going to be a time skip. And then there was.
So
like,
it's history.
Great stuff. Yeah.
But other than that, I think if not just space, this poster is giving me like maybe like cross-dimensional vibes as well. So I don't know. Maybe they'll play with that as well.
Now, do you guys think that they'll have a whole new intro for the second half of this? Because I feel like if the vibe's going to change dramatically for it, then, Zenroku King probably wouldn't work as the opening for this show, because it's like everybody's now established as a king. If the next episode is going to focus on Jeremy becoming the king of the Sixth Nation of the Bugnarok country, then all of them have reached, king status. So there's no need for that intro to really play. That arc's technically done.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys want a new intro for this, or do you want them to go the cheap route and just second verse it? Just second verse.
I want a new intro.
New intro.
New intro would be cool.
Yeah.
Because we know we're going to get all new visuals with it anyway, so why not?
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. Take the extra step. My only thing is we haven't gotten like a band leaked or confirmed or anything. So
I mean, it might be
Right,
the same guy. It could just be the same guy.
quick question though. Now that we're in season 2, 7th Ranger, you think?
Well, like I said, Suzume is like my prime choice to get a spot somewhere on here, even if it means something happens to Dabowski. I'm just saying.
The other side of Jeremy
counter
looks
matches
pretty
still?
open.
Look, I still think Raculus is going to end up coming back, but I don't think that he's going to
count
be.
him as a.
I think he
Ranger
might
does not
end up
fit.
being like the final villain. Like, he's probably
that'd
been
be good.
cooking over these last 2 years, and if they end up making a spaceship and traveling up, you know what I want them to do? I want them to pull a Megatron Beast Wars to Beast Machines things where he's on the ship as they're going back to Cybertron, but then he gets out.
That'd be good.
That'd be cool.
And it's just like, look, time-space dilation. I've actually been on this planet for 10 years, while you guys only spent 2 years. I got this whole world under my feet. And then it's just like, oh, shit.
What if it's a thing of like once they leave or whatever, if they're leaving, right? And then Raculus just takes over like the kingdoms while
They come back and
Yeah.
the entire planet's taken over by him. That's great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's another thing as well. That's actually from the initial speculations that we had going into the show, where I thought, like, since Giro would be globetrotting from one nation to the next, while at the same time Raculus would be taking over those nations little by little as they're not paying attention. This was like very early speculation. Then technically that could play into a factor now if they do spend a lot of time off world. So that is a thing. Like, once again, I still expect Raculus to show up and just show up with guns blazing.
I want that final fight between Gira and Raculus. If Raculus is going to be that final villain, I want to see that like final clash where Gira puts an end to that, if that's the case.
Or Rackley's kills Kira.
That can also happen. I'm not picky.
So real quick here, we got Shada Himeno rocking the new fit for all this.
Ooh.
So this is a better, clear shot of all that. Easier dress to move in. And once again, not a wig, regular hair. So all that's there.
Real.
And then the other one I got is, of course, Rita. Which here you can tell that the hair is short.
Yeah, you can tell the cut. Yeah.
But still pretty much same fit. Same exact fit.
Yeah.
So nothing dramatic going on there.
I put a link in the private chat. Something was announced while we were live. Something major.
Ooh.
A stage show.
Nah, Crazy
Oh,
Horror's
I've
been
seen
going
it.
off about it like nonstop the entire time.
I haven't paid attention to the chat.
I
Or
look
don't know
every
which
now and
burner.
again.
I don't know which burner he's on, so like
Oh, which burner? Oh god.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know.
Let me take a look.
But I
At
was
this.
like, ooh. Yeah.
Ooh.
So the other tidbit here is obviously the villains.
Oh god, yes.
And Kamajim is, of course, part of this new enemy group, so that plays into a lot of the speculation that he clearly was playing both sides for a different purpose. But the head guy here, his head looks oddly like a shoe god soul. So yeah, we did get a little bit of information on here. There were some other translations going on, but I did do some Google translation, and one thing that I found hilarious was this bottom part here says, "I feel like I've been in the future, and it's a scary birth with a car."
Oh god.
And I'm just like,
it does sound scary, so
Oh.
and I'm just like, man, Google, you out here, just wow. That's that's quite the translation. So that's amazing translation from Google there. And then here they even translate this name to like not even be in English. So okay, a Google translation of images, go for it. You got it with what you got here. Let me pull up the other one. That one didn't save, but either way, like, so apparently the head villain here is actually the one responsible for all of the shoe gods.
Oh.
So that is his entire thing, meaning, yeah, there's something going on here, but of course the big thing is looking at his belt is showing a black hole with the event horizon visible here. Some people were saying Saturn, but that's clearly, if you watch movies like Interstellar and other type of things, you know that that's a black
horizon.
hole. Yeah. You know that that's a black hole in itself. And Kamajim staff now even features that logo as well. So we do have the different leads on here. Now in terms of their names, I forget already what their names is, but I know that the one in pink here, she is a master of manipulation. That's her entire thing, is like espionage and manipulating folks in terms of those aspects. This guy tends to be the muscle, while this guy is mostly stealth, and then Kamajim's Kamajim. Smasher Pass, I'd have to see it in action. I can't see what the actual design is on the head here because it looks like she's got a mini head on her head.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh god.
I mean, some functionalities. No. Nope.
When it comes to a mouse, right? So, so there's all of that there. So yeah, we get this new enemy faction, and there is exactly 5 of them when it comes to this. Of course, Kamajim is here, and of course, Kamajim always like screamed at being a little bit more futuristic than the rest of the Bugnaroks anyway. Like something about him just didn't even match with everything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, when it comes to this, of course, these are like a space empire type thing. So we're going kind of Gotchard in terms of that aspect, but there's that there. So what are your first thoughts and impressions when it comes to this?
I like them. I'll have to see them in like higher quality because like these are the only scans we've got so far. But from
I
what
tried
we've seen
using
so
AI
far,
upscale. It looked terrible, and I was like, no.
yeah,
Don't use it.
that's okay. I like the design of the main villain. Like he looks pretty cool. Like his belt is really interesting as well, where it's like a planet as well. Not the belt. Yeah. I'm hovering
waist
over my
part?
mouse like it's on screen. Yeah. Like it's like the planet.
Yeah.
So they look really cool, and I can't wait to see them in action. So like they look pretty cool from what we've seen so far.
For the people in the chat, Kamen Gym does not get a new name. Everybody apparently has proper names, meaning they have a first and last name for these villain groups.
Oh.
So Kamen Gym gets the added surname.
Oh. I was curious about that because I was gonna wonder, like, was Kamen Rider a traitor the whole time? Was his name ever even Kamen?
Nah, his name is still Kamen Gym. It's just like now we know his real name.
Oh,
It's Steve.
it's Steve.
Steve Kamen.
And real quick, it looks like 89% do think that the intro will be a brand new intro. Hopefully, we're not sadly disappointed by all of that. But yeah,
Ooh, can you entertain a theory? I think would be great for this.
that they're kidney stones. No, I already see Crazy Orb talking about that.
No, Crazy Orb,
yeah.
shut up.
Okay.
I don't care about that stuff. No. I was thinking because we're getting a new threat. Obviously, they're going to be stronger. We've seen the mech upgrade and upgrade just to face new and stronger evil, even though that's questionable. But I'm thinking like Gira's got his final-esque form right now. I'm thinking upgrades for the other kings. Like, what do you think?
There's that. He could also end up getting a form that's going to be exactly like Cross Saber and just have a very galactic looking form with the
I'd
stars
be okay with that.
and all that.
Yeah.
I'm glad
They give him the same sword and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They just give him the suit. Honestly, that's it. They're just, here you go.
Yeah, it would be like, oh, we're not going to use Cross Saber anymore. That card got shredded by Kamen Rider Zine anyway. So yeah. Here you go. You got it.
I feel like with a new threat, this would be the perfect time for the Kings to be like, Gira's got an upgrade. They need something. Maybe.
Well, that's the thing. It's like this is the second half. It definitely would be peak for them to get new upgrade forms in general.
Yeah.
One thing that I would like to see is like an intermingle of each other's forms, like combine.
Oh.
Like, let's say if Yanmai Himeno are a thing, then maybe like some Tanbo gets in with the Kamakiri and vice versa into their suits.
Although
Mark wouldn't like that, but
No, I'm thinking about it's like it wouldn't count as an upgrade though.
I guess
it depends when you're using the powers of two shoe gods as opposed to one. Then yes.
The other thing is
true.
Gira's not in like red, like in any like this is his form now. Like the king form is now like basically treated as his base for all of this.
So you're saying there's room for another?
Why do you keep saying Mark chill out like every 5 minutes? Like I'm
saying
Mark
chill out.
Time out. Chaz the Greatest has been literally saying it nonstop. Like even when I'm not saying anything, I'm gonna put you in a timeout. Like I literally will mute you for a bit.
Just come. It's okay to say things once or twice.
I'm gonna.
Maybe Gira's just relying too much on the staff and the crown, and maybe like Raculus will come up, snatch up that his caliber 0 and the regular caliber and dual wield them bitches.
Maybe. Could be.
And be like, oh, I'm sorry, you left this power behind. It was originally mine to begin with, and cross Kawagata Ohsama.
But I'm just curious, like, how this is gonna play out, like, because I feel like either the rest of them are gonna get something to catch up to Gira or upgrade even further, or Gira's just gonna get another upgrade because of the way they're treating this as almost like this is his new base, which I also don't like the way it looks if this is his new base. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not great.
It's not.
I don't want to be... This is the only negative thing I had to say about it if I had to like nitpick, because like everything else is I'm overall just really positive.
What if his new form is actually just adding more red to the suit?
That would be great.
Or
Or
it's
maybe
just like, yeah, we got to make you look like red again. So here you go.
Gear a lot, but if Jeremy's becoming the king of the Bugnark, wouldn't do you think he'd get the upgrade first before like Garrett gets another one or anyone else gets one?
I would hope.
Thing is, everybody else has been a king. Giro was the one that just became a king. While I guess this next episode, Jeremy finally becomes a king. But then again, he fashioned his own suit. He could have just fashioned himself an upgrade this entire time anyway. So, the possibilities have been there.
He could be writing a whole entire story. All of part 2 is just a book he wrote about going to space.
Ooh, will he still be narrating now that we're entering part 2? That's a big question.
What if the new narrator is just a new person altogether, and then everybody's like, "Oh, that's going to be the next member."
Or what if the new narrator is the
Kamen Jim?
I was thinking the main villain, but maybe.
Or it could be Raculus.
Could be.
Yeah. I mean, you never know.
So the thing is, it's like, okay, so we've got this 2-year time skip going on, and the thing is, usually when we do 2-year, like multiple year time skips or something like that in like animes or games, something dramatic happens right before this time skip. Like something happens. I don't think it's all going to be butterflies and rainbows. I think something dramatic is going to happen that's going to cause the sequence of events to warrant this time skip.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
What do you think could possibly happen? Now, the thing is, first of all, early speculation was about like Boone and Kogan as actors because they're kids. They're legit kids. And I don't know, like they're 9 and 14 years old in terms of the actors. And I'm just like, 2 years is a long time for a kid. Like growth spurts happen. A lot of things happen within 2 years. Like recasting them might be difficult for that aspect. So I'm just like, oh, are they really going to do bad? Because the thing is, Gary's been alluding to it this entire episode that we just went over, where he's just like, I don't want to get Boone involved or these kids involved because what if something happens to them? I don't want anything to happen to them. But I'm just like, what if something happens to them?
I mean, he does have a very serious look to him in the poster. He does not look like his usual cheerful, happy self.
So, like, I'm thinking that could be one of the possible bad ends that could end up playing out regarding this. So, I don't know. Just some rampant speculation on mine, but what do you guys think do you guys think that this is that tomorrow's episode is going to end on a good note, or is something going to happen that's going to make people go, oh, shit?
I think it's going to be oh, shit. I just think it's one of the things where for our main characters, it's going to be all happy, like everything seems resolved. Then we're going to see, like, at the beginning, like Independence Day, we see the ship just coming in, but like, or something like dudes who used to be with Death and Rock is like communicating with someone, and they'll be like, all right, I'll be there soon. And then, that's leads into everything else happening.
I just like thought of so many theories when you like over that last bit of dialogue. Like, I was thinking that, like, for starters, part 2 would start with, like, Jeremy, like, narrating, like, the last bit to, like, some people, because that he's just finished narrating the story up until this point.
Right.
Like, maybe
also, Lucifer, we aren't speculating too much. We're having a conversation. I know you've been also putting that in chat a lot. Like, we're having a conversation about the show. That's not I don't understand why you're always complaining every week that we speculate.
Also, I found our 7th member for King-Ohger.
Oh my god, no. So, that'd be kind of cool.
Washer Oja.
But the other thing
it has a soul.
True, it does. A washer soul? I was thinking, what do you think?
Let's see. I'm looking at some of these in here. Raculus will come and punch Boone in with his force. And, oh my god.
Oh lord. What are you reading?
Listen, we do need more Rackley's fan fiction.
Not that kind of fan fiction.
I mean, I feel like I'm in the minority. I like Rackley's, even though he's a dick. Like he was.
Oh, no, we
entertaining.
No. He's
Kinda
one of those
love him.
characters that I love to hate. He's like
Yeah,
Daichi before
I
Daichi
need him
suddenly
back.
got redeemed.
I need him coming back. I don't even need a redemption arc. I need him to come back even more dickish. Like he needs to come back with like a vengeance and so petty that that's what we need.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Wait, what do you guys think? Like, whatever bad thing happens starts like Gira's slow descent into like maybe an actual tyrant king.
Where he starts becoming more and more like Raculus, and they're like,
Yeah,
"You're
and he
turning
stops
into
realizing-
what you defeated." And it's just like, then he looks into a mirror, and then we're just gonna see Raculus, and we're gonna be
Basically.
like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Zio
And
was
then
right.
your
We need
theory
an
is
upgrade."
also true as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I know we're speculating and theorizing, but this is kind of what tends to happen when there's new stuff and you
Yeah.
get excited about it. So I don't know. It's cool to think about all these possibilities are out there now because this is
Look, it's hard not to speculate, and that's the thing when we have like such a dramatic turn for a show like this. Versus Geats, where right now we're literally at the tail end. What can we speculate when it comes to Geats? It's gonna end. Will it be good? Okay. That's what we got to speculate when it comes to Geats. King-Ohger, though, they threw us a bone by just being that kid in the classroom that just can't keep their mouth shut. They were like,
Yeah.
Also,
Me and Zio were talking about it earlier. They were just like
they could not keep this shit shut up. Like all you had to do was wait until tomorrow's episode and be like,
bam.
time skip, and then everybody would have shot their collective load. But no, they wait like 2 episodes before, and they're like,
We're so
Can
smart.
I just made this poster. I can't keep this poster. Here it is.
it's such a good poster, though. That's the
It
thing.
is.
Like, I'm not even shocked they released it so soon. Like, plus, Toei's been kind of like promoting stuff awkwardly for the 2 most current seasons between Geats and King-Ohger. So, and how much they released for Gotchard before it even started. So, like, I'm not really too shocked.
Apparently, in Japan, like spoiler culture doesn't really exist like it does in the West. So I know for a fact that they used spoilers to promote future things, but I'm still like, come on, you really couldn't just wait 2 weeks to like just throw it
I
out
know.
there. But okay,
Like,
Look
even
at
for
the
me,
new
as someone who's
Kamen
catching up
Rider
on the show, here's a prequel thing that's not out, but this is the first 20 minutes of the movie. Thanks.
Yeah.
We thought this wasn't.
yeah.
We thought
Originally,
it
they
was
said
like
this
a
is not going to be
prologue.
tied into the movie at all. Watch the movie, the first 20. I'm like, I've seen this before. God.
It does actually like kind of revamp. Like I was already interested, but like I was an episode or 2 behind, so I didn't feel like I was missing much. Now I'm like, oh, I'm definitely getting caught up in time for this 2-year time jump.
I mean, it's
Like-
only 2 episodes, and the 2 episodes you have to catch up on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's not going to take too long. It's just more or less. I was like, oh, if I don't see it for a while, I'm okay. We can still talk about it. I don't care about spoilers. Now I'm like, I want to watch it.
It's good shit. I mean,
This is like how
it's
you
definitely
hook
good shit.
I feel like this is how you hook someone in for the next ride.
Yeah. Dude, my
So-
wife thinks it's cool. She's been looking at the mechas, and she like when I was building them, she's like, "That was pretty cool." She's like, "Is that Power Rangers?" I'm like, "No, it's Super Sentai." She's like, "Oh, so like what? In like 5 years or so, or 10 years, they're gonna convert that over to Power Rangers in America?" I'm like, no, they're not.
Not anymore.
Hasbro done messed up. No one likes them anymore.
Hasbro said, "Nah, we're not adapting this." Then they looked at it and they were like, "No, we
It's just-
want it,
There's no
but we
toys
can't."
The cool thing
How
is
many
there's-
toys combined? Damn it! And how many Rangers could there be?
And there's articulation. Oh, we ain't
Yeah.
doing that. Oh, no, I'm not paying for that
Mm.
articulation. Get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here. No, give me the blockiest mech ever. Let's
Hey, listen,
go.
we have it here. The
They
blockiest.
Bioman suits. Bet we're finally doing it. So, Bioman suits finally coming in the next Power Ranger season.
Oh my god.
They go try back, bring back big bad Beetleborgs. They're like, we got nothing. Let's
Ugh.
revisit some things.
What I like is there's still a lot of open-ended stuff that you can see ways and paths for like the story to continue. So
I mean, yeah, the Fury of the
Yeah.
Gods is the biggest pain point that they haven't really addressed yet, but that's probably something that will now get addressed now, especially since Kamajim was trying to keep it under wraps. We now know that he's part of this space faction, meaning that the fury of the gods had to have been caused by something relating to this faction in general.
Aliens.
Yeah, it was alien. It was aliens the whole time. Like just aliens. Aliens nonstop. And besides all that, of course, we still haven't gotten the whole thing about the Rainbow Jujuria, which clearly had to have some aspect to the Shoe God souls. But given now that we got this guy here, and his whole head's looking like a Rainbow Jujuria, I'm just saying, what if Gira licks that face and goes like,
I remember
tastes
this.
familiar.
I
don't remember a lot.
Like snozberries.
I don't remember a lot, but what I do remember is this flavor.
It looks like there's a dinosaur in his helmet because it's like the quality of it, and it's not like, is that like a raptor? Like you can see a tail on the left side.
Yeah,
and...
I really wish we got high quality of this so we can see
Yeah.
what exactly is there.
All their helmets
It looks
are
like an
some kind
egg.
of gem, right? Like it looks like a gem, like or amber. Like you know how there's like fossilized stuff in amber.
With a
I mean,
mosquito in it.
that's how the Shoe God souls already looked like, was something fossilized.
Yeah.
But it looks like either a soul within a soul or an egg in a nest.
I mean, the other helmets kind of give me that vibe, at least the blue one over there.
Yeah, but I'm very like, this is the halfway point, and it's like, unlike this is the furthest I've gone watching a currently airing Super Sentai, and compared to Kamen Rider, like there hasn't really, even the lull period of like 1 or 2 episodes wasn't bad, and it's like at the halfway point, it's like even more hype for the next half. It's like, damn,
This is common.
It's a good feeling.
Someone said that he's apparently based off of the water bear, aka those guys that can survive in the vacuum of space and just get a little drop of water and get rehydrated instantly. Those little microbes. That's what he's based off of.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's astronaut ice cream. He's Napoleon astronaut ice cream.
Oh, you're adding more theories to the licking his face.
Well, I'm
now.
just saying because of the
Yes, it's
jacket, coat, and stuff. You know.
So yeah, anything else going on? I mean, there's technically a lot we can speculate when it comes to King-Ohger, but we really got to see how they end this, which is another thing. Like hilariously, now realistically, technically, and I'm saying all these Lee words. Geats ends tomorrow.
Yep.
King-Ohger technically also ends tomorrow.
Yep.
Because they're going season 2. Who do you think will have the better ending?
King-Ohger.
King-Ohger, baby.
I mean, should I even ask chat? Like, I feel like the answer is always going to be King-Ohger.
No. You're gonna get like a 90.
Sentai.
You're gonna get like a 97 3% split, and the 3% is gonna be like Orb's alt accounts.
Orb.
Stop laughing at Orb.
All right, let's see. Because I'm like, this is awkward. The fact that it feels like we technically are getting 2 endings in one tomorrow.
Oh, but can we do a compare the ending?
Yes, but also like next week we're gonna be like taking a deep dive into shitting on Geats. I mean, actually like dissecting Geats. But then, of course, depending on how King-Ohger ends, we're gonna be like, oh, but King-Ohger just did it better.
Yeah. Yes.
And then Takahashi's gonna be like, hey, can I guess right in your show? I've got some ideas.
Can't wait to bring some roast to next week's episode.
I can't wait to like introduce some characters in here. You know, like Aruto's still on that satellite. What if you guys run into that satellite at the end of Zero? No, we don't want to. No, I'm actually surprised. It says some people are saying Geats is gonna stick the landing more.
Really?
King-Ohger. 30% right now.
Damn.
30 to 70. That is at 46%. Some people have faith. Y'all are out here just thinking that
y'all haven't been beaten yet.
It's like it's okay. It's okay. You can have these theories. That I mean, I'll gladly eat crow next week if that's the case. But we'll see. We'll see.
What if it's like the best ending?
Actually, Geats is climbing up now. I think people are doing it now out of spite. I think people are doing it out of spite.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because now it's 33%. 34%. God.
It's gonna overtake it soon.
They're gonna do it. They're doing it. It's 59 votes. I will give it up until the next vote, the 60th vote. If it's in there. No 60th vote yet. There it is.
61 votes.
And who sticks the landing tomorrow? King-Ohger with 65% and Geats with 34%. Y'all have faith. Y'all have faith.
There's always a chance, though, because I'm still blindly, hopefully optimistic Geats sticks to later. Like I said, I didn't think Revice was gonna, and then those last two episodes. I mean, obviously, I'm not talking about the season before Revice because you're currently watching it. Because we know
how that ended.
Right here. I will say, out of all the Reiwa stuff, I think 0-1 had the weakest ending.
I mean, COVID was a thing. So.
Yeah, no, well, that's the thing. Like, and I put an asterisk. Same with, Saber. I give that the asterisk next to the whole entire season as a whole. But I'm just saying, Revice stuck the landing. I didn't think it was good because it was getting way too out there, especially the Juga stuff. But they still were able to do it. This, I'm like, man, if they're able to do it even after like a mediocre second to last episode, they could still stick the landing. That would be to me like overly impressive.
0-1's ending was fine.
I will say that when I minimized the chat, I was shocked for a second because I was like, Mark, who's climbing your wall in the back? And I was like, oh, it's just a PNG.
Oh, okay.
So it was
just
it matched
so perfect.
It like streamlined with your wall to the point that I like your shelf
color right here matches it pretty good with that.
Like, man, it's like it's fitting.
At least I know my shelves are level because straight line. So I'm like, okay, phew.
Yeah, it works. At least your camera's lined up. Mine's a little crooked, so I don't care. Whatever.
It happens.
So, anything else we got to say about King-Ohger before we move on to probably Mark's favorite topic of the night?
Oh, we're talking about the Power Ranger combo, the Darkest Hour.
Oh, no.
Oh, Candy ruined it. It was good timing.
That's great.
Because if it clicks,
yeah,
we got this.
Get that washer out of the way. It's blocking Peak.
Peak, beautiful.
Look at that. Look, oh.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, is that yes, Outsiders has been a thing for far longer than it needs to have been.
Like 8 months, and we're 3 episodes in. It's ridiculous.
Episode 4, we finally get episode 4 on October 1st. It's not even September yet. October 1st.
Oh, it's my birthday.
Your birthday is October 1st?
Yeah, you know this. It's the same as your,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. It's the same birthday as my kid.
Yeah.
That's when he turns 5, and I owe him some fish because he keeps remembering that I said I was going to buy him some fish for his birthday.
Ever closer to the 30 mark.
So, yes, there it is. We've got... So, Outsiders have been going on. They've been giving some other riders some new forms, some gold riders, some bronze forms, some disasters, some forms of themselves, and, things have been happening. But the latest teaser shows us Blade King form. Finally! This was not in the show. This was not a thing.
Garren King form.
Yes.
Who is like the secondary. No, he's the tertiary, honestly. We know who the
secondary. They upgraded his gun at least.
Yes. Auto. And the gun is very similar to the sick figure. I do like everything about this. This is...
Here's the 20th anniversary right there.
And they have the stage show announcement as well, the stage and talk show. And now I'm like, give me that 20th anniversary movie. Minus Mootsuki. We don't need Mootsuki, okay? We don't need Langle. Good suit, horrible character. But
I want that figure.
Because, the Jack form for Garren was nice, but Blade only getting the King form made sense from a context of the series with the undead and everything, the 13 card. It made sense. But this looks good.
You know what I don't like is that they're clearly using the prop belt because this is so flat in terms of like on the suit.
The shoulder, like the helmet, a little too wide for my, but like I like it. But like the shoulder piece is really nice. The gun being extended and still very true to Blade's King Blade Rouser or Blade. So it's like very similar to that. So I like that. I'm curious if they're going through all this effort, how much screen time it's gonna get in Outsiders, honestly, because I'm not even current. Like I have the episodes. I'm not even current with Outsiders. And then there's Blade's King form, which could use an upgrade, a little more gold from a coloring standpoint.
Let me see if I can get
Windows 11's got you.
God damn! Just go half. Just go the half. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Welcome to Windows 11.
Oh man, it's so bright and vibrant.
And I mean, also you got to figure at the time in 2004, well, when they were doing Blade. Yeah.
Okay, so I gotta ask the chat now. Who's the better king?
Not character wise, because character wise,
who's the better king form?
Yeah.
I just realized they kept the shins and like the knee quad area like very similar, which is nice. That's a nice touch.
It's just the design.
The thing when it comes to Garren is, of course, they definitely went a little cheap when it came to like his shin and knee designs because they were like, yeah, just diamonds. You don't have to put the cards on there, just diamonds.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, from a context standpoint, it makes sense for Blade to have those symbols with the king form, whereas I assume with Outsiders, like it's not canon, so we can't give him those symbols. He's not really. I can't wait
for them to not acknowledge this form during the 20th. They're like, oh no, this was not a thing.
He doesn't have a king form. What are you talking about?
Well, that looks.
Now, the thing is, I'm personally a bigger fan of Garren's king form more than Blade's king form.
There's a lot more gold on it, and that's why I'm more inclined to like that. I don't know if Outsider stuff is getting merch, but I need a SH figure arts for this.
Yep. I like it actually has a decent amount of like red, and the green really like breaks it apart quite well.
Yeah. Blade has so much blue on it, and I'm just like, man, I really wish they kind of put more gold on it. Now looking at it, like even like the shoulder things look nice, but Garrett's a silver, he's got the blue. I'm like, I wish there was more gold on Blades. Maybe we get a re-release of Blade's King form where he gets a bigger chest piece on there and maybe some more gold on it.
Blade bench form?
No.
Listen. Now it's raining on inside my head again.
Well, either way.
I like how the cards.
Which do I think is better, Garren King form or King-Ohger? Garren King form. What are you? No, not even a contest.
Dude, I will say, Garren's King form, and this even unbiased side, is better than a majority of like the Reiwa forms that have come out in the last 4 years of shows, 5 years.
Oh.
I can't Gotchard yet.
So, surprisingly, as of right now, Blade is winning this fight between the forms.
Ooh.
Maybe it's because it's on one side and not the other.
Don't tempt fate. Don't tempt fate.
You could just hit with a Windows 11. You could actually just put it where the symbol is, and it'll go there. Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
See, and the thing is that my computer just did a system update before, so I was like, when is it going to crash? When is it going to crash during the stream?
Right.
I'm waiting for it.
Right now, while moving images,
it's not blocking it.
Everything.
Now Chad's blocking Blade. Now the thing is, of course, Blade did give us like peak, like helmetless king form shot within the series itself. So I'm just like, look, if Tachibana gets out there without the helmet at the first he says like one line in, and then the helmet appears. Good. I'm done.
Well,
Yeah.
I have to watch Outsiders now to get context, but I'm only
There
behind on,
probably
like,
won't
all
be
3
any
episodes.
context.
All I need is him just being like, "Hey,
You gotta watch like you gotta watch the President special first, the Gemthauser
Already seen that.
specials, because those are the precursors to leading into Outsiders. And then when it comes to Outsiders, there's all that. So
I watched the President ones, so yay!
Oh, nice.
They weren't that good.
No.
They're entertaining though to an extent.
it's just Takahashi trying to keep a job.
Hey,
So
he's doing
the
all right.
weakest part of the suit is the helmet, right?
No,
I feel like it's just so like the eyes are too small for how large the helmet is.
It could just be the angle.
Could be.
yeah,
Oh, it could be the angle.
angle.
I get you right.
Because of course he's looking down in terms of that aspect.
Yeah.
And then
I
but
just-
overall, like I still think that it works much better, at least from it makes sense for like a stag beetle design in general on how this works. But like the shoulder pieces are like a bigger highlight for me between the two.
yeah,
And then
Very
once
quality.
again, like you have the gold and silver with the
chest piece
red
is so nice.
Is it
versus the blue and just gold.
like is the shield only on the shoulder only on one side?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was asymmetrical because I don't see it on the other side, and I didn't know if it was
No,
a
I've
gun
seen
covering.
there's a clip somewhere else, and I don't. I believe it's only on one side.
Okay. Because I was like, either the gun's doing a really good job of hiding it, or it's not there.
Yeah, I don't have the other shot from it on here, so yeah.
No, if you look at the way he's holding the gun, if he had the other one, a shoulder on each one, like a thing on each shoulder, his arm would be hitting it.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, I do like that little
Tachibana
bit
be
of
a
asymmetry
third
to
Joker? Well, if you saw missing Ace, technically he would be the fourth
The fourth.
Joker.
watch Missing Ace.
Oh, but we can't say what it's called since what the third one was a missing ace. It'd have to be the opposite of that, and I'm not saying that out loud.
That would be Onyx.
Oh, that's right.
Because as opposed to Albino Joker, it would be the Onyx Joker.
Mhm.
Yeah.
See? Thought ahead.
Nice.
Nice. I didn't. I was gonna be like, it's gonna be.
Oh, Ash, what do you think of these? I haven't actually heard of what you said.
He's mesmerized.
I haven't seen Blade, but it looks pretty cool. Looks all right.
Well, you know, Mark's going to tell you to just watch Blade.
Watch Blade, yeah.
Hey, you know what you should do? Watch Blade.
It's on the list. It's on the list.
I'll send it to you on Drive.
All right.
Just watch the first 10, 11 episodes on like 2x speed.
Just watch everything.
And then
At
it'll
half
get
speed.
good.
At half speed, Mark? No.
Look, Blade
So
back in the
you can
day,
just
like
digest it.
when did I watch Blade initially? I think it was like 2006, 2007, around there when I watched it. Those first like set of episodes were rough. Like I had to muscle through them.
Really? I thought the opening was really nice because it opened up with a nice bit of action.
No, the first episode is
No, the
like
first
a
episode
pilot
is great.
episode, so it's done very fast paced. But then all the subsequent episodes afterwards, like, are a slog, and you're like,
Yeah.
I gotta get through that before you start getting to like
But-
all the good shit.
I never
But
got
they're
that
just in
vibe.
the characters and like bored and everything else. I can understand. This is actually I watched it week to week while it was airing, so I was like, yeah, it was good. It was good times.
Except for the angle.
Who?
What?
Yeah, the Liangle portion of it was like, I wanna skip all
Dude, I like
this.
the suits so much. That's always why I got rid of. That's why I got like through the Moodsky stuff is because like I like the suit itself
Oh yeah, it looked great.
with that green on it. He doesn't deserve a king form though.
Nah.
It was
That's
like,
for sure.
if he gets a king form, I hope he just becomes
If-
more squared and just becomes a box.
I will say this: if he gets a king form before Chalice, I will. Oh god.
I don't think Chalice could get a king form. He might get like a super wild form.
Maybe.
Yeah, the way that Chalice works is completely different given the
Yeah.
they'd have to make a whole new belt for him essentially to make
Yeah.
it work.
and he would just get an upgraded wild form. That's all.
But that's only for people
Which is
that
weird because he's a
understand the
secondary.
context. Yeah. Yes, I guess we'll see how they handle all of that in the 20th outside of the stage show. If they do anything outside of a stage show.
They baited Mitsuki.
Which, once again, that's something that we did talk about beforehand because Blade's weird. It's one of the few Heisei Phase 1 shows that did not technically have a head writer because it had one writer for the first half, another writer for the second half. Inoue was sprinkled in, but he was not the head writer for anything except for the movie, which explains all the weird shit that happened in that movie.
Yep. Dude, I think it was like a murder mystery. At first, it was like Danganronpa for the first like 20 minutes. It's like, is this a murder mystery now? Like, what the hell?
Would
I
we
was
see
just
Ken?
focused on like
Wow,
what-
just straight up spoilers. Would we see Kenzaki's Joker form? We know he's the Navy Joker. Like everybody's already known that. Like it would just be a repaint of the Joker suit in a dark blue color. That's it.
Yeah.
So nothing weird when it comes to that, but there is weird shit when you watch Missing Ace and when you watch Kamen Rider ZO and watch the Blade portions of it, which is
There's
why
a,
I'm like,
You mean the portions you
watch-
skip over? Because no.
Listen, I hate the story of it, but it was kind of bittersweet for me to see those two like back in a show, and I was like, this. But I mean, obviously, my favorite when any returning was when Blade started slapping around Decade. Like that was great. That made me happy.
so accordingly, who's the better king form? Blade with 61%, Garren with 38.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So that is the voting that we have for all that.
Nice.
But
Also, just so everyone knows, starting January 25th of next year, like I am going to be so freaking obnoxious for a whole year talking about Blade. I actually have Blade content. I have 52 videos planned for Blade.
One for every card in a deck. Oh,
No, well, that and how many, for a full year, all the way up to the park bench video I will reveal on January 25th, 2025.
oh, that reminds me.
will you
is
just
the-
be sitting on the park bench
Yes.
and
So,
then disappear?
On our back home on the East Coast at our farmhouse, we actually have because we have a lot of land. There is an actual park bench, and it's actually the same type as that one. I never got to pick it, obviously, but they installed. So like, I'm just like, oh man, like I may have to go back there and sit on a park bench, record a video on that thing.
Oh, I just remembered something. Oh crap!
Just eating pickles on a park bench.
And then just slowly fading away.
Yep.
As the
Just
last
be like,
pickle's eaten,
"Deuces."
Yep. No, you fade away, the pickle's still like in your hand, and it just
Yeah.
flops
Oh.
on the
And
bench.
the jar's next to it. So walks over. Hey, Mark, I wanted to know.
Oh. Well, I guess I could have.
It just rolls over.
Yeah.
Just hit me up for that one. I'll be the guy coming up to you. I'll be the Hajime. And then the
Hajime
jar of
for,
pickle
like,
just rolls up
Kenzaki.
on my feet, and I'll just be like, "These were delicious pickles."
She wasn't lying.
Then you fade too.
Yep.
Right.
Everyone
I don't
just
feel so
fades.
good.
Then it just cues to like Ash eating a bowl of Doritos or something. Just like, what are y'all doing?
What do you got to do for TokuTonic?
My friends
60?
My friends are weird.
Yep.
I need new friends.
Man, Toku content creators are weird guys. I'm
Right.
gonna go review Transformers now because I'm the Hasbro bro. So
The Hasbro, bro.
He's
the
a GI
Hasbro bro,
Oh,
the GI bro. Look, it's not like they make pickle flavored chips.
they do.
They do, and
Didn't
they're
they have
actually
pickle
really
flavored
delicious.
Doritos for a
They,
while?
they, they had the flaming hot Lays that were really good. That were a flaming hot dill pickle flavor. Amazing.
I like the regular dill pickle with chips, like flavored chips. Sometimes they're a little too salty, but they are actually pretty good. You want to see
like a nice
people
fried
are
pickle.
requesting Gotchard scans? I don't have any.
Oh, the suits. Oh god. I mean,
I
you wanna
have a
pad-
I
list
mean,
of
Good pad.
I
Good
can
pad.
log into Discord real fast, pull up those very terrible scans.
So, Mark, I
Yeah.
need your opinion on something.
yes.
Fried pickles.
hmm
Yeah, like
Yes.
any particular dipping sauce you like, or just regular fried pickles? Because fried pickles.
I
think, are
do not.
amazing.
I do not put sauce on them.
Really? Oh. I like a nice
As is.
Thousand Island. I think it's nice.
If anything, I'll do like. And a lot of people think it's weird. I will put like a sriracha mayo.
Oh, I can see that.
That's about it.
Well, I see someone on Discord just went all out on posting up some scans quickly.
Yeah. So while you're looking at those, I have a list of all the different forms. And there's so many combinations of cards. Of just the confirmed cards we have now, there's over 40 forms, 40 combinations. I am working on a video
Oh, those are gunshots.
with the driver.
Someone's unloading a whole clip on somebody in my neighborhood.
Oh,
Oh shit!
What caliber
Yeah.
does it sound like?
I don't know guns like that. All I know is that that's definitely gunshots.
could be a P40.
That's why I'm happy I live where I do now, because in the area San Diego, that was a common occurrence, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Let's see here. So let me. These aren't even the scans with the. Well, this one is.
But yeah, there's a lot of forms. I was gonna do some of the Phase Zero combinations, but there's not that many in Phase Zero for the cards, because a lot of them are the Legend Riders are like a bulk of this 25 card set. With Phase 1 dropping this Saturday, not this Saturday, the following Saturday, that's where a majority of the other cards for the combinations will be released. So I'm going to wait on doing a video doing any card combination sounds. But I am excited for... I'm kind of avoiding all the leaks because some of the... I mean, we talked about it. Some of those forms don't look good.
They don't. And... even when looking at the monsters, because of course the monsters are based off of their cards.
How many forms will we have to see daily to catch up with all the forms there could be?
Oh my god,
Per
this thing's
episode.
loading. We're back at Google loading. There it is. Look at this monster.
Oh, it's a skateboard one.
It's a skateboard.
Yep.
And now I'm starting to get all the Discord notifications.
I feel like this show will have its moments where it's going to be serious, but I feel like this is like the okay, this is wacky and fun. It takes place during school. Let's just enjoy these monsters every week. Yeah, so that one uses the mushroom, the card. Because I noticed the helmet matches the back of the mushroom card. So where they have that little thing right here. So I was
And
like,
the other
oh,
one's the fan.
yes.
Yeah, I'm just
The
like,
fan.
okay, given the number of forms that we got and the fact that, like, looking at the chess piece for this versus, like, base Gotchard, like, they're really not changing that much when it comes to the forms.
It's really not,
The
honestly.
very
arms,
basic
shoulders,
at best.
and helmet. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they kind of have to with all those forms that
They didn't need to make all these forms. They didn't
They
need
didn't.
to.
but they did because sell those cards, boy.
No, they didn't.
They wanted to. They didn't need to.
Yeah, so even right now, like with Phase 0 of the cards, I only have one card that has that helmet design on it, and it is the Venom
Mushroom?
Drake one, which is like the mushroom. So it's like, all right, they're really I don't know. There's from the different helmet designs I've seen on the back of their cards, it's gonna be I don't know if it's gonna be a lot of repainting, but there's gonna be a lot of similar helmets over and over again being reused.
I mean, it's not only that, but just like the base chess piece for Gotchard, it's like it makes sense for like the regular Gotchard form because, of course, like steam engine train, things like that. But this is literally the same chess piece as like regular Gotchard with just a mushroom over the.
That's what I think, because it's alchemy and this and that. The flame is like the flame under a beaker, more of that than anything. So that's why the chess piece kind of has the shape that it is with the flame. And then the mushroom being right there, like on top of it. I was like, all right. My thing is like, if it's going to keep it the same, the only thing that's going to change is like the weapons on the wrist or the shoulders. But if you put a different card with the mushroom one, then the wrist things are going to be different. But the color will be the same, maybe? Like, I'm not sure how. Yeah, so even that one, the fan is right above the flame on the chest for that one. So I feel like it's more beaker. I mean, from an interchangeable standpoint, it'll be interesting, but that's a lot of forms and a lot of combinations, which is why I don't like,
which we'll never
two gimmicks going into a driver.
Yep. We won't see them all for sure.
Oh no, definitely not. I mean, you might see some where it's like really quick and then never to be seen again.
Some are legit just gonna end up being a CG after image over them and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. I'm hoping it's like this show is definitely like a slow burn and that we get to the more serious
with
stuff.
that many forms though, they gotta crank out these forms like
I meant like with the story, not like the forms. I'm pretty sure the action is gonna be like probably very fast paced and like very show offish, but I'm thinking like the main
I'm tired of seeing double gimmick. I agree because this is something that has been done far too often with Kamen Rider now. Like when it comes to the double gimmick, that really became very prevalent with double, obviously, clearly. O's was like, oh, we're going to do it. Instead of that, we're going to do a combination of 3. Forza was like, we're going to change all 4 limbs. And then Wizard was like, I got rings and 5 fingers. And they were like, nah, just nah. But then it just continued on when it came to the double gimmicks, especially more recently, because Geats technically did it. Gotchard's doing it. Like Build not too long before. ZO technically, because of course we had the 2 ride watches going in there.
Yeah. I mean,
Saber to a lesser extent, because of course they could do either the 2 or the 3.
Yeah, and Saber was kind of neat how they did it, but I think Geats handled the 2 gimmicks really well when it did have them shown and stuff. But just trying to compliment Geats because I'm kind of hard on it lately.
I mean, to be honest, a lot of the Geats, they mostly use the 1 buckle and then either boost.
Revolve.
Yeah. And then we just put something else on the bottom and that's it. Called the day. Cool. So I guess that's pretty much it. Unless you guys know how to kill 30 minutes, I think we're done.
Ash, what do you think?
Yeah.
We should hype up Darkest Hour.
Okay, while you guys do that, then I'm gonna take a potty break.
Get some water.
All right, then you do that. Me and Mark will run the show for 5 minutes.
Oh, easily. So
you read Darkest Hour?
I did. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. For anyone who doesn't know, this is the next year of comics from Boom. Is Darkest Hour. Don't worry about your Cosmic Furies, your Dino Furies, your Simon Bennett's, your Pookie Patrol, this and that. Melissa Flores is giving us gold. And on top of that, she even has a new villain showing up in freaking the Dead Lucky with this nice, cool full art cover that just came out for number 8.
Nice. I need to catch up on Dead Lucky. I read like the first issue and I didn't know it was for me, but I feel like I need to read a volume and like understand the character some more.
Yeah, and I think the first volume's like 6 issues in it, so it's like nice to like you'd be only 2 issues behind.
Yeah,
but
that's what I like about stuff that Ryan and Melissa do in their trade backs, where it'll be in like an entire arc in that trade back.
Yeah, that's what they're doing with a lot of Massiverse. And with Power Rangers, on the other hand, their trades are kind of annoying me because there's so many. There's like only 4 or 5 issues in each one. But Darkest Hour just started with issue 111.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain everyone who the big bad is? Because I don't watch enough of the shows to know any other lore for.
Wait, it's Dark Spectre from Power Rangers in Space.
I know, but I don't remember much from In Space. I love
That's
I
okay.
like
That's okay.
Time Force
So
more.
basically, yeah, Dark Spectre's taken over a vessel, and now he's coming to this world.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's tough to not spoil like who the vessel is, and I mean, well,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Currently, Lord Zed is a ranger, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
he had his own little Zed morpher, which is cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, he planted it in like the basement of Zordon's like command center, and then when he got
Yeah.
captured by them, he's like, oh, and he had a morpher down there just chilling for him. A lot of multiversal stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm not doing a pickle ASMR. Okay.
Okay. All
Not
right.
doing that.
All I know is I
Yeah.
came back to chat saying something about like Simon Sentai Pukenger.
Simon Sentai Pukenger.
I basically love the fact that like the comics are going to carry the Power Ranger brand for the next year while this arc is going on. Since after Cosmic Fury, there's probably not going to be anything for a while.
Well, so the Master Morph went up for like pre-order on some Singapore sites, so we've got our first look at it.
Now, because it's
Singapore.
Hasbro, and not Bandai making it, I have my Legacy Morphers compared to the Hasbro one they did, and there's clear cut. There's quality differences. If this was Bandai doing the Master Morpher, I'd be a day one purchase.
I know. I've still got my Tommy Oliver Morpher that I bought at a con that's still in the box, and it's probably just going up in price.
Oh yeah, no, that's up in for US. That's like 5 or 6 now, 100.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say 1,000. I was like, what?
No, I mean it might have. I haven't checked in like a year.
There might be some diehard fans that'll pay that much for it.
Yeah. I know the Legacy Zords are like 5 or 6 or 700 now for the black and gold Legacy ones from Bandai.
I want to get the Ninja Falcon because I bought the Ninja Megazord from the movie at a con ages ago, and I want to get like the Ninja Falcon Zord just to complete it.
Wait, how's the movie Zord look like for like the original? Like I just feel like that probably looks like ass.
The toy
it looks better than the movie. The toy looks better than the movie one.
Okay.
Barely.
Yeah, if you type in Power Rangers Legacy Ninja Megazord, you'll find it.
Yeah, because they kind of made it less chrome looking and more closer to how it should have looked on the show, but it still looked like the movie one, but it just wasn't.
Yeah, because that looked like ass in a film. Like even when I was a kid, I was like, "Oh,
it's bad.
I can't even be."
That's why I still say Turbo's the better movie. Just from that quality stuff, the Zord they would suitmation compared to whatever that was.
Yeah, if you look it up, you can find it.
I mean, that was a thing.
Yeah, never again.
Like how someone just says Zio Agito, "Hi, who are you? I'm Zio Agito." Like,
yeah. Shit. I will say they did the same mistake with a bad CG Zord in 2017. Also, I'm sticking to it. I like that.
That
movie,
was a goddamn travesty, and they shouldn't have done it.
I know.
That Goldar too was like, nope. I like that. In essence, the theory of Goldar was good in that, but the way it looked, nope.
I can't even like pretend to like that Zord.
Nope. Individual forms are pretty cool though.
Anytime America tries making these movies and then they heavily rely on the CG, it just like does not land. Even for once and always, when we got the CG Megazord, the proportions were off.
Careful, Pookie might be watching.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. He deleted his Twitter. What's he gonna say about me?
Yeah,
he can't at me. I don't have a Twitter.
Can't, but he has a YouTube account now. Now he's like, oh, what'd you say? No, I'm also mad that like once and always like isn't canon to anything, and it's like, well,
allegedly.
I mean, Cosmic Fury's opening kind of using that once and always footage in the opening.
No, that wasn't once and always footage. That's actually footage of him fighting the Zed Ranger thingies. They just did some movie magic to it. Because I've seen the fight that clip was taken from. So
Oh no, Cloudy.
his internet's in the washroom.
Cloudy, no.
Dryer. But no, it's
Kevin got him.
I don't know.
Simon Bennett got him.
Yeah.
Pookie got him.
Oh, you said the whole
You
name.
got him.
I can't. I'm not gonna talk trash because I'm still trying to like work out getting him on the podcast. I need Simon to be on the podcast, so
Yeah.
I'm still being
Yeah.
gentlemanly about things.
I'm
I gotta
still
put
being
my own
gentleman.
analytics and and monetization over the fandom's opinion. It's like
Mhm.
I mean,
there's
I
Mark
can't-
joining
I
us and
can't
hating him. No,
Properly judge anything that he's done because he exists after I quit Power Rangers, technically. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, like I said, same here. I watched Dino Thunder and then I tried Megaforce a little bit, and other than that, like I didn't watch anything until
yeah.
Dino Fury, and it was enjoyable. It's an enjoyable show.
mm.
Yeah.
All right, now that's out of the way. Pookie's done watching. So yeah, no, the Kaiser Fury looks like hot ass. Honestly, like the suits look uncomfortable because it's almost like all EVA foam, and then like
Yeah,
openings for like the suit to come out of the arm, and I'm like
Mm.
the whole upper torso just looks. It's like
I feel like there needs to
stiff.
be like a lightning bolt or a diamond or something on those torsos.
Yeah,
like I mentioned when we
I'll just-
first saw the suits, the fact that the cut of the shoulder goes
Yeah.
into like their armor that they got there is like so weird because it's like
Mhm.
you see the elevation in the suit,
Yeah.
and it doesn't.
and then it's
it
got
doesn't
the
move.
cut on the side for the zipper or whatever the
Yeah.
hell they got on the side. It's weird.
Yeah.
And it doesn't move because then the suit that they're wearing is so it's like just like a big bulky upper torso chest piece that
Mhm.
doesn't move, and I'm like that looks so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Now look, the Cosmic Fury Morphor does look good, not in the toy, not the toy version.
Oh,
The prop version looks
not
good.
you're not on social media, so I think Ash, you probably found George from Ranger Review.
Yeah, George,
customized.
yeah.
Oh my god, that came out so good.
I know.
He's still not done
Look-
yet either. Still 13 hours just to do the custom foam band around the
Yeah.
morpher and repainting it. That was all just 13 hours. And it's still not done. And I was like,
Mm.
damn. I was like, yeah, but you got to go spend $30 something on this janky morpher, then go buy all the materials, then
Mhm.
added at least 13 to 50. And that's for someone who does a lot of custom. So he's good at this
Yeah.
stuff. Someone who doesn't
Yeah.
do a lot of custom, that's 13 to 18 hours right there just
Mhm.
to make it look show accurate.
Yeah.
And not even from a functioning standpoint, just a color standpoint.
Mhm.
Because it doesn't open and do all this extra like stuff like it does on the show. And everyone just says, "Oh, but it's it's a toy for a kid's show." This that, then don't make it $33 freaking dollars then.
Yeah.
But it
It'll
interacts
be-
with the sounds from the show. I'm like, the kid's gonna watch it one day. He's not gonna repeat watch it. Okay, they want to play with their morpher outside, away from Netflix, like we did when we were kids on the playground. We were at the park playing Power Rangers. I wasn't in front of the TV being like, "Oh, I'm gonna play with my morpher and just stare at the TV." I'm like, no, I want to go outside and fight imaginary putty in my head.
Yeah, but all these Z putties with the easy. Oh wait, they don't have that button on them, but they might.
They might.
They might.
Or the new Lord Zed villain that's wearing like the Lord Zed shirt.
All right, he's got groupies.
He's got groupies, man.
As opposed to rocking Yeezys, he's rocking Zeddies.
Yeah.
He's rocking the Zeds.
The Zed sneakers, because of course, like
Yeah.
actually those shoes look
Yeah.
very fucking good.
Yeah,
If you've seen the Lord
they
Zed.
look good and they're functional.
Let's see. Someone said for one of your Twitch streams, we can watch all of Dino Fury. I already said I'm gonna probably subjugate myself to that Havoc. I'm just gonna like say, look, we're gonna take a pause on Saber on Geki Ranger right now, and we're just gonna binge Dino Fury and die. So that might be a thing within the next week or so.
Mm.
Which would be the first time that I've actually watched a Power Ranger season and post Dino Thunder past 3 episodes.
Ooh.
If I actually do that, because Dino Thunder was the last season I watched in its entirety. SPD I watched up to like 3 episodes, and by then I was already Toku snob status, meaning I'd already discovered like Decker Ranger. I discovered the fan sub community, all that entire thing back in that time period. So I was hard out of Power Rangers at the time. Now I like Dino Thunder up until they had the entire plot of Tommy being stuck in his suit, and then he was like non-existent and just stuck in his suit, and I was like, this is dumb. So Mark, what you got? Like you got up for a second, so I figured you're here to kill time.
I was showing my Gotchard binder because I finally organized the non-dupes.
Nice.
I figured it would be easier for me to keep them like this. So these are the cards that came with the drivers right here. So 9 cards with the wristband. Other than like Legend Riders, all you got were 10 cards, and that's it. Everything else is a Legend Rider. So you don't really get a lot for the combination standpoint. But they're very... I'm worried about Phase 0, 1 for that pack because, like, I don't think we're going to get to guaranteed every card for one booster box, obviously, because there's going to be 88 different cards. And then if you go into the common, uncommon, rare, super rare for the same cards over and over again, Phase 1 is going to make everyone go broke.
Crazy Orb, you're indeed crazy because you're implying that I had my child back when Dino Thunder was. I was 14.
Dude,
I was 14. No.
Damn. Also, I got delivered as a drug deal, and these were.
I mean, that is packaged up like a drug deal. So
yeah, I was like, "Got some Chemi Coke in there."
I was 14 when Dino Thunder was airing. That's when I...
What year was that?
Actually, no.
2003,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was 2003, then I was 14 at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a junior in high school, so that makes sense. Because after my junior year, I was like, all right, I was kind of done with Power Ranger stuff.
2004.
Yeah,
there's why
well, actually, no, 2004, I would have been 15.
Mm.
And I was a moderator on a forum called Power Rangers Empire.
Nice.
Yep.
I feel like I may or may not have been on that. That was around the time I was on a lot of forums and message boards.
We had our own drama with some Ranger board members at the time because like our board was up and coming, but then we ended up like shutting down after a while. So
yeah.
That was a thing. Like how Roni Henshin's out here is like, I was 20 when Dino Thunder aired. It's a thing. CC, shut up. I know it. I look good though for my age, so I'm just saying.
I like how they call you old, and I'm like, I'm just gonna sit back here and keep quiet.
Oh yeah, Mark. Don't say anything about you being older than me. So, meanwhile, Ash is the youngest of the bunch, but then Cloudy was, and then he got snatched up.
Am I? I'm like 32. Cloudy is
27, 28, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
It's whatever.
Go to retirement home, old man. Wow. I would. But in this economy.
Someone said play the Dino Thunder PS2 game. I tried. It's boring as fuck. Like I tried making content out. Yeah.
Oh, what's the last Power Rangers game I tried playing? I think I downloaded it back on the emulators. Power Rangers game on Game Boy Advance. I forget which one it was.
I have Mega Force for the 3DS or DS.
I think it's
3DS.
Cool.
You can choose all the different ones to be.
And I think it scans with the camera with the actual cards, if I remember correctly.
Elemental. What do you mean? Mark is a teenager.
Some e-reader shit?
I see what you're trying to do, Elemental. I'm married though, but I appreciate the compliment. You're not my type.
Ooh. So on the merch side of things, I guess the easy way to kill the last quick 15 minutes is anyone buy anything recently? Any pre-orders?
Nah.
Yeah.
I got that Zillion driver in.
I was gonna say the
week.
Zillion driver. I got
gotta have
boxes.
it. You gotta have
I got 3 boxes of Phase Zero for Kemi card booster boxes. What else did I pre-order? Well, I just got obviously the Tarantula freaking mini plot set and my other cards, and then I did get the pre-order for the SH Figure Art Earth Garon. I was able to get that in time.
Nice.
And that's it. I'm still waiting for the Disney driver. That's like the number one thing I'm checking multiple times a day.
Yeah, since I've got the Fies gear pre-ordered, the CSM for all that, I was like, you know what? I know that's gotta be like you gotta have everything with it. So I gotta get a new Daiza with it as well. So I went ahead and pre-ordered the Smart Brain Daiza that they had on Amazon. Yep, I got it off Amazon, but I had enough Amazon credit to get it for free. Because of course I used their store card, and when you buy enough in there, get enough credits build up, and they were yeah.
That's how I got my computer parts. I used a lot of stuff for that because they just finally refunded my computer that I bought back in July. It just got refunded today, even though it's been returned for a while. You know how Amazon's return policy is. And I'm like, but I just bought all these parts to build a computer without the refund being given back. This is horrible. But yeah, I'm waiting just for the second the Disney driver goes up. Like, I'm getting that. That is, and also for anyone who's interested, the Nendoroid Shin Kamen Rider little Nendoroid figure is on for pre-order on American Amazon side of things now. It wasn't before, it is now. And anyone who knows Nendoroids, they are really good. I have a good amount of them, mainly from waifus from manga and anime, because Quintessential Quintuplets is peak. And I did see that movie in theaters by myself and cried.
I'm looking. They got an Optimus Prime
for Nendoroids. Dude, they have a lot. They have a lot of different ones. Like, it's crazy. I didn't realize how many. So, like, for Nendoroids, I could show one. I think a cat's laying down behind me. I don't want to like hit it.
Oh, $48. That's not bad.
Yeah, especially with all the accessories you get, and they come with their own stand. So this is obviously Miku, the best of the waifus from Quintessential Quintuplets. So they all come with stands. You could actually take the faces off and do different facial expressions, new hands. Also, yeah, they're nice. They're heavy too for their size.
I don't know if you guys have seen it, but China's doing like a large scale Magnum shooter from Geats.
Oh, I'm well aware. I'm curious. I might get it because I said that was one of the reasons why I didn't want it.
Yeah, because it's 40 times bigger than the DX one.
Yeah, but it's also $110.
Oh yeah, that too.
And I don't. Okay, so my thing is, it looks like it, but it is actually an official. Okay, it's an official Bandai release with lights and sounds because I didn't read the full description. I was like, well, is it just a replica or is it gonna have lights and sound? But that actually, it's over 2 feet in length in rifle mode. So
shit.
I'll probably go to pre-order it, honestly, because that's one of the things why I don't get weapons, because they're not to scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I usually do my own weapons, and which, like for the Orga cosplay, I got to make that sword, which I have the entire prints for that. I just finished the shoulder pieces completely yesterday, so next up I'm working on the legs, but I got to get some more foam.
Nice. This is the most important message we've ever had in chat. Lodging Lifestyle just said, Nendoroid's reach with franchises are insane. There's a Thomas the Tank Engine Nendoroid. I need it.
So it's like the Funko Pops of Japan?
Basically, yeah. You could change out the faces, accessories. They're super detailed and they're great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never bought a Nendoroid.
I haven't either. Like, I
I've
always
got-
see characters I like, but I never get them because they're expensive.
Yeah. Have you checked Ami Ami?
No, I have not.
Oh, good deals. Good deals. I get them like between $18 and like $22 each. And on Mercari through Buy, you can find a lot of people have buyer's remorse on them, and
Yeah,
even
yeah.
regular Mercari and stuff. Like that's how I've gotten few.
I mean,
Funko
they
Pops, I feel like their issues is just their
Yeah.
posability for people in the chat. Like it's the same thing. It's the same figure everywhere around.
Yeah,
Like I only got the Shenlong because it was a big one.
I have that.
Yeah.
One. That one's nice.
Yeah.
I have basically all the Ultraman ones, obviously, and that's it.
nice,
And I
I've
have
got a
Dead
couple.
Yamcha.
nice.
You have to have Dead Yamcha in the collection because
I think
Yeah,
I skipped
waiting
out
for
on
the
Dead
day.
Yamcha.
we need a Dead
I
Yamcha
regret it.
SH figure art.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I've got
there's a lot of good figures, and they also do a lot of stuff from like Ultraman for Nendoroids, Gridman and stuff, and they do a lot. They'll even do mechas for them. So it's like
Mhm.
Nendoroid is great, and Bandai kind of tried to do their hand of that with the SH figure art minis, the mini figure arts, but they're not the same.
Yeah.
They feel really cheap for their price, and they're almost the same price as Nendoroids sometimes. But the Shin Kamen Rider one's going to be great because I assume some of the accessories are where you could pick between which Shin Kamen Rider
Yeah.
you want to be on display by changing out the Typhoon drivers and the scarves and whatnot.
Mm.
When would they announce a Memorial Edition Naga guitar and Buffa's Zombie Break?
Just repaint a Guitar Hero guitar, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what they already did for the show anyway. So
Yeah, because it wasn't the newest Guitar Hero live. I think it was Aerosmith or one of the other ones. They actually have that shaped guitar as one of the guitars you can get with the set. So
Let me look it up.
the zombie one, I would like that, but I doubt they would.
they'd have to make spinning parts for the chainsaw to actually work, which is a lot of articulation on their end, which I doubt that they would do. So
My thing is like they missed opportunity not doing that size for the cross saber sword, like Senkin sword drive for that, because like that would have been nice to have.
do I call Shenlong Schlong for short? No. It's always been a Shenlong.
I think it's Guitar Hero 2 that they repainted for
We
Neon.
respect that dragon.
Depending on the dub, it might have been Shenron.
Mhm.
So it was either Shenron or Shenlong.
He's my favorite dragon. He's on my arm.
You know, sometimes you gotta rock that dragon.
Good too.
Dragon, or rock the dragon.
Should I grab my guitar really quick and get the amp?
Look, we got 5 minutes. I don't think you can.
No,
No,
I
I
will
don't
wait.
think-
She has work. She has work at 5
Ain't
a.m.
no
I'm not.
time.
Oh man. Have you
All right.
well, are you gonna read Darkest Hour, Zio? I know you don't dabble in comics all the time.
I don't think so. We haven't got him to read Massive Verse yet, so
I know, but like I feel like Power Rangers would be easier to like kind of sell you on.
Oh.
also in the 30th anniversary comic that they put out a reading order. So I
Yep.
got my early copy.
I saw the reading order and I was like,
I'm
It
like,
looks some
the
good
last thing
stories
that I
in there,
got was
though.
like a one-shot comic that they did have. And I feel like it's almost been 10 years since I got it.
Oh, okay. That
was it what was the one shot they did for Power Rangers?
Yes.
A free comic book day one? It was issue 0.
It wasn't free comic book day. I paid for this one.
I'm trying to think 10 years ago because This run
Would that be
started
the
in
one-
Probably
2015.
not even 10 years ago. It's probably like 2017, 2018, around there.
Okay,
That might
that
be
was the
Gotchard again.
annual. That was the annual
Yeah, I think it was an annual.
because they were doing. I don't think they did an annual last year.
No, they haven't done an
I
annual since
definitely
Shattered
didn't
Grid.
buy shit. Let
Haven't
me
done
look.
it.
Let me take a look and see what I got.
That is
They haven't
that's
done
the annual
Yeah, they haven't
'Cause
done
they
an
were doing
annual
it-
since
they-
Shattered Grid.
because they didn't do any of these one shots like Dark Spectrum and this that until towards the end of Parrot's run, going into Melissa's stuff. Kyle didn't have any one shots other than annuals.
Mm-hmm.
Movie
Like, we
sequel,
were-
I wish that we'd get a movie. I want a sequel to the actual 2017 movie. I think it would
My
work out better.
aftershock video is like creeping in views for some reason. I guess a lot of people are still checking it out.
Oh, nice.
What is it? Aftershock.
Oh no, I know Aftershock. I'm just saying in general. I want a sequel to the movie. I know Aftershock.
Yeah,
I still have. No, I was talking because Chad's like that. I know which one you're talking about. Henshin.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, welcome in Henshin. There's so many. Like I have 2 short boxes from BCW Supply that had the Power Rangers on them, and I have all of them. Like I have every
Yeah.
issue, every variant. I have some of the store exclusive ones, like the Shogun variants they did.
Mm.
I do plan on getting all these connecting variants, and depending on how they connect, I have already a thing to hold them all.
nice.
And Massiverse is doing connecting covers starting in October for the Walking Dead anniversary.
They pushed back. What
Radiant
was it?
Black.
Yeah, Radiant
Radiant-
Black. They got
All
the
right.
next session on
October.
Amazon.
Yep, that's
Oh,
an
yeah,
annual.
Yeah, the 2016
Yeah.
annual.
Yep, I remember that.
I've got
Yeah, I
that
was
one.
digging through there and I was like, where is it? Because I've got my whole fouling system in there. And also, like, is Sideways still a thing? Because I'm just like, yeah, I got Sideways.
Nope. A lot of DC stuff isn't a thing.
When DC was like, let's relaunch some shit. And I was like, Sideways, like, what the fuck?
Although, if anyone hasn't yet, please go watch Blue Beetle in theaters, please. It is great. This Sunday is in America's National Movie Theater Day. National Movie Theater Day. And I guess like Regal and AMC and a lot of places are doing any movie, any type of showing. This includes IMAX and 3D, $4.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So, and if anyone wants to know, Jurassic Park for the anniversary of it for 30 years is re-released in IMAX 3D. So you can go see that for $4, which is what I'm doing.
I mean,
This
there's no
weekend.
new movies coming out anyway, so Dune got pushed back to next year,
Dude.
so
The Last Voyage of the Demeter is really good. It's the Dracula movie. That one's really good. Talk to Me is a really good horror movie. There's a lot of good horror stuff coming out that a lot of people aren't like noticing, but Blue Beetle is probably one of my favorite like comic book movies I've seen since the Batman.
Nice.
And even though people are already speculating, saying it's that type of YouTube where like it bombed, James Gunn already guaranteed that Zolo is returning as Jaime Reyes in not possibly a sequel, but in other movies he's actually pivotal in connecting a lot of the universe. So I'm like, good.
He'll probably show up in Booster Gold because I think
The show,
Blue
yeah.
Beetle. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some of the YouTubers that you're talking about where they were like, yeah, this movie is, quote unquote, like woke in terms of certain aspects because of like the Spanish familial aspect. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like when it comes to Spanish people,
That's how it
which
is.
I am a part of,
Yeah.
the family is the entire, you're calling that woke now. I'm sorry, but
Native American, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
That's why I was like, dude,
That's-
this is how I grew up. Like, we had different generations in one house. Like, this is
I don't need white guys telling me about like what my culture's about, but okay. Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
that's
maybe.
hilarious.
No, they are. I'm not gonna. Yeah, they are. A few of them are, but a few of them are. I know, and they're cool, but they just playing a grift on the internet.
Yeah.
But it's really good. It's one of those ones where I'm like, even someone who doesn't know like Spanish familia adjacent because native's very similar. Like that's how it is, and it's one of those ones where it's like, even with the comic right now, Graduation Day, which I'm going to plug constantly for everyone to go pick that trade up. The new run starts in September, and even in this one with Graduation Day, they actually call back to previous Blue Beetles, and there's a lot, especially with Booster Gold, the show. There's a lot of stuff coming out with DC where I'm just like, everyone who's tired of Marvel, you want to start checking out DC because
I've already jumped on I've already jumped on the new Titans run, and I'm enjoying it so far.
That's supposed to be really good. Rollover Queen has been like.
Is Titans good again? I mean, like,
yeah,
okay.
Titans been good since post like Rebirth.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's like Rebirth started off because I have the Titans run up until issue, I think, 12 of Rebirth. But I think that's when Flash War started interfering with a lot of the aspects of things because, of course, trying to reintroduce Wally West into the new continuity of things. Like, yeah, that was a whole thing.
Although if anyone's bored and you want to check out a dumpster fire, The Flash is on HBO Max now.
I mean, doesn't it? Oh, the movie?
Yeah.
Which, if you haven't seen,
oh,
the thing. Like, there was no need for the amount of CG they used in that goddamn film. But
no, well, he was still a baby, so I was cracking up.
No, that was the very beginning. I was like, he put a baby in a microwave. And they were like, what? Yeah, he put a baby in a microwave.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is with that movie?
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot.
I have not seen it, and it sounds fucking.
And apparently, this was the best cut of the film. They did so many reshoots. This was the best cut of the film.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'd rather just watch the Donner cut of Superman 2, which is still like the best superhero movie ever made.
I mean, but still, like,
yeah,
put a bad movie compared to it and say you'd rather watch that.
Suicide Squad. The first one. Not the one with the cool kaiju in it.
I'd rather watch Captain Marvel.
Oh, I hated that movie for like the right reasons, but I'm excited for the Marvels, honestly.
And Thor: The Dark World.
Hey, that's still better than Love and Thunder. And I like Jane Foster Thor so much. I love like that whole run in the comics was peak Marvel because no one cared about Thor. And then for 2.5 years, we had some of the best comic books ever, and it was Thor.
And actually, look, the last 15 minutes of The Dark Knight Rises are better than the Flash film. And that's the worst part of that movie. The last 15 minutes.
Dude, listen, all the Transformers movies are good. I loved Rise of whatever the Beast ones.
Rise of the Beast was fun, but for me as a massive Beast Wars fan, I was like, oh,
wait for the prequel. The prequel's coming out, and it's going to be focusing on the beasts. It's called Transformers 1.
Like,
but it's animated, not live action.
Budget. Okay, so we definitely reached the 3-hour mark. We are at 12:05 a.m. on my time. So we're cutting it there unless there's like something major you guys have to say.
No, I got nothing.
No, just for plugging at the end. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mark, what you got to plug?
So I'm going to be live tomorrow building this nice mini plot for my Tokusatsu Hangover. And a lot of people want the explanation for the name. It's because we spent 3 hours talking about Toku on this show, and Zio drinks so much. I have a hangover for him.
Randomly shoot me a link. I might be working on cosplay while you're doing it.
Dude, I checked my DMs after I was live because I didn't have Discord open, and I was like, oh man. I was like, I remember you said something too, and then I was like, oh, crap. And then I saw I'll show you the like when I go look because I'm gonna build that, but then I will be also announcing because I have these two things right here, right? I couldn't get rid of all my pre-orders because I couldn't. I committed. So now I have all the cards. I have these two things that like are full of cards.
Giveaway?
I mean, yes,
Giveaway?
I will.
I
be
will buy them off
announcing-
you.
Well, I'm only giving away one. I'll have another one. I'll have to tell. I have
Right.
to talk to you Ash after we're done.
Right,
being
me,
live. But
me
yeah,
and
I'm
Zio
gonna be
fight to the
giving
death. Who gets that extra box?
Yeah, that's it. We'll get the knife ready. You guys won't be
Yeah.
here for that. That's going to be a members only stream that does not exist because I don't have members only streams.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I played on announcing that. I did a poll on my channel, and everyone was like, "Yes." Some people, I did yes, no, or I guess, and some people were like, "I guess," and I'm like, people like just vote. I was like, because I put that in for John, the I guess as an option, and I was like, people said yes, and I was like, you know what, I will. I might as well, just because the growth and the support and this and that. I got to be sappy every once in a while, and I'm like, I do this as a hobby. Didn't think I'd hit 1,000 after so barely, doing a real effort of editing, no green screens, like bare minimum mark. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'll do a giveaway because a lot of people were complaining they couldn't get them, and certain places were pre-ordering them for triple the price of a box. Because I got these for 18 each, and that's wholesale. That's actually cost. So I was like, a lot of people were like upset generally that they couldn't get these, and I was like, you know what? I'll do something nice for the community that I shit on 90% of the time. So I'll be announcing everything about that tomorrow, and possibly, well, I'm going to build that, and then there's nothing really else. I'm going to be talking about Massiverse stuff because it's getting really good.
Like how
That's it.
someone said, I can't believe my first tokusatsu was Justy Riser. I can't believe it. And I watched the Japanese tokusatsu. Look, Justy Riser is honestly a really good show. If no one's seen Justy Riser, one of the best of the Chosation series. Chosation series only lasted 3 seasons. You had Grand Caesar, Justy Riser, Caesar X. We don't talk about Caesar X. Caesar X ruined that franchise. They had a chance. They had a chance, but they didn't do it. But whatever.
I was in Caesar.
Ash,
Yes.
what you got to promote? Too much shit. I know you've been putting out videos after videos after videos this past week. So yeah,
but those 2 weeks off work will do something to you. But we've got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 30th anniversary special, which is going to be 5 different stories. I'm probably going to split them into like separate videos, so that way like I can talk about each story in length. If we've got some pretty good stories in there from what's been announced. We've got an Ernie story, we've got a Tommy wedding story, and we've got an Alpha story, and like a sort of prelude to Ranger Academy. We've got that going on. We've got that's it for Power Rangers until I guess like Cosmic Fury airs, but hopefully the Cosmic Fury stuff dies down because I don't want to oversaturate the market on 20 like Cosmic Fury videos in people's like feeds.
Well, for like a year and a half, you're gonna have nothing to promote when it comes to like
you have
media.
have the Cosmic Fury market right now. So, and
Yeah,
the more videos you make, the more I don't have to make.
Yeah. But yeah, I've got that going on, and yeah, pretty much comics and other stuff. I've got other stuff in the works that I've been writing for like editorial stuff. I've got something that I've been planning for a while that I've been writing. I just need to edit it, and once I get my other monitor working, and I can actually have another monitor to read while I sort of read off the script. So do that.
Great. I've got nothing to promote except I guess join the Discord server where we just hang out, chill out, watch some shit. Recently we watched such classics as The 40-Year-Old Virgin. We did.
Nice.
Great fucking.
There's people who hadn't seen that movie. That was threw me off.
That's another thing. It's like that movie is now so old that people don't even know it exists. And then I played it and I was like, look, I just have to say some of these jokes are dated for that era, but yeah, just understand this is it. Yeah. And so we were like, oh, Zio, I get where you get your comedy from. And I'm like, yeah, because this is This is one of my
Yeah.
favorite films of all time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
obviously,
That movie probably came out in the year some of the people in the community were born in.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
I brought up Pauly Shore movies before, and someone said, "Who is that?" And I'm like, "What?
Yeah.
Biodome? Like Son-in-Law? Like In the Army Now? Jury Duty? Like how? These are classics." I brought up Ernest, and someone didn't know who that was.
God.
Ernest.
Ernest Gets
Like-
the Henshin is like my favorite film of all time.
Dude.
when he,
The show was great, and no
when
one
he
realized
grabs
they
the
had a
Kingstone
show.
and he's just like Henshin, and I'm just like, oh my god, he's doing it. So
I don't
you
know.
know that would be a thing if they knew about the medium back then. They would have had a Ernest
Yeah.
Gets the Henshin.
Yeah. If you're gonna watch movies that people were like around when, like in the community, I feel like you should watch Tropic Thunder.
Oh,
God, like
That's the one that tests your
Tom
metal.
Cruise killed it. In
Yeah.
that. Like
Robert
Yeah.
Downey
Jack
Jr.
Black.
killed it in that.
Jack Black is like, "Let me go, let me free. I'll stroke the shaft. I'll swallow the gravy." It's like, oh my god! I was like, did he ad lib most of that? Like, a lot of stuff.
You know what?
ad-libbed a lot.
You know what I recently watched last night that I'd not seen fully before was The Jerk.
Really?
Yes. Finally
I haven't
watched
seen
it
that in
last
years.
night, all like over 2 hours worth of it. And I was like,
Been a while.
wow, this shit is hilarious.
Yeah.
And that was a movie done in 79, so progressive for the era and
Yeah.
still considered progressive for today. But,
Yeah.
you know,
There's a lot of like. That's how I know I'm old when I'm like, I remember seeing this in theaters. Like, what's that? It's like, shut the hell up.
so yeah, on that note, we're ending things. I guess
Yes.
next week we're comparing the season finales between whether or not Geats stuck the landing and whether or not King-Ohger like stuck the landing for its continuation going on afterwards. So until then, bye.
Later.